Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna dub.
Look up something in back check, kind of like cross reference.
Yeah, I should put the.
Hey, look that shit up. That's the name of your show.
Yeah,
that's what really drew me in.
Remember, we want you to be an activist, and don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley. And hope I don't get in trouble for playing that last video. I probably shouldn't have played that shit. I'm always testing the damn waters, bro. That shit gonna get me.
You are now.
Who and what are we gonna complain about tonight?
You are now.
This is copyright.gov, U.S. Copyright Office. More information on fair use. Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting the unlicensed use of copyright-protected works in certain circumstances. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls for consideration of the following 4 factors in evaluating a question of fair use: purpose and character of the use, including whether the use of the commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes, nature of the copyrighted work, amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Okay, so anything I use for you guys, hit me up if you want me to remove it, edit it, or whatever. Nothing is used to infringe on anybody's intellectual property. I don't intend on doing that, and I don't intend on profiting from anyone's intellectual property. So I'm glad to edit or delete anything that's any of my videos that I've used of anybody. So that's it.
My little one, I shall make you psychotic.
Mommy, what does psychotic mean?
And you know I'm swinging bows. I'm about to change course, go home and changing clothes. I'm looking at this bitch, it seems like she's saying no. I'ma hit the streets, though I'm supposed to be laying low. I'm following the buzz, never know which way it go. Keep on bringing heat, cause the G.O.D. say it so. Sailing on the beat, so you can't chop and play it so. She got me for a piece, now I'm about to pay the hoe. Stop smoking, switch the sweets, where I gotta take a toke. Now I got a little guac, now I gotta make it grow. Keep on thinking we some hee-haw, ma and pa folks. We gon' hit you in your teeth, we keep a buzz all closed. I've been on it 5 days, so I'm sitting sideways. Now get out of my way, or I'ma hit your day. Take a lick on my dick if you don't like what I say. I'm the shit with the shit, so we gon' do this my way. Yo, we just getting started, so go on, say your grace. I'ma eat you rappers, though I won't enjoy the taste. I'm closing your estates while you falling on the stakes. I'm rolling on the bass while you rolling on the face. Sitting on the place, not knowing I'ma take your fast, slowing and it's fake. So I'm gonna wait, time will come, down will be done. I saw it and I said that it was great.
Mommy, what does psychotic mean?
Dime qué tú quieres, papi. ¿Quieres que lo mueva para ti? Mueve, mueve. ¿Te gusta cuando me muevo así? Así. Mueve, muevo, mueve.
Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hop, hop, jump, skip up on the floor. If they didn't know, then we gon' let them know. Drop low, giving them a show. We gon' give them something that they never seen before. Hop, scotch, 784. Bouncing on the beat while keeping the flow. Stop, watch, freeze and go. Cock-a-doodle-doo is what you eating off the floor. Pop, lock, do it by yourself. You know you the best, you don't need nobody else. Rock, hip, toast to success. You was born a winner, so you never nothing less. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Para ti.
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle,
¿Te gusta cuando me muevo así?
bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle. When we come through, make you move just a little, clap, snap, do it from the hip. You can do this whether you stand or sit. Pump, fist, do it with your wrist. Pump it back and forth like you trying to catch a fish. Hip, twist, do a finger kiss. Rocking back and forth as you make your body shift. Top, tick, do it like you sick. 2 + 4 is 6, and that's a ripper thick. Top, 6, we gon' let it rip. We got your attention and we not gon' let it slip. So hands up, move your head and know what's up. Now it's shoulders rolling while you showing them your stuff. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Hey, you, we up in the place, we up in the place, we up in the place. Hey, you, make your body shake, make your body shake, make your body shake. Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Para ti.
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle,
¿Te gusta
wiggle.
cuando me muevo así? Así.
Bow, bow, rock, rock, shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle. When we come through, make you move just a little, 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 just a little.
Man, why the hell this house ain't clean, man? Where the food at? Hey, man. Oh my God.
Been working all day. Dang.
Private numbers on the phone.
And it make me wonder.
No meal when I'm home.
It make me wonder.
And you don't even want a bone.
And it make me wonder.
The wrong name when you moan.
And that make me wonder.
Private numbers on the phone.
And it make me wonder.
No meal when I'm home.
And it make me wonder.
And you don't even want a bone.
And it make me wonder.
The wrong name when you moan.
And that make me wonder.
I told my girl to try new things, talk, but she say she ain't into that.
Mine's is into that, she all on the internet.
What you mean, MySpace?
Hell yeah, MySpace. Then she wanna trip when it's chicks in my face.
Blah, 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 etc., etc.
You ain't gon' find nobody better.
But her girlfriend's telling her
she's a princess.
But Chuck, I love her. Should I come to my senses?
Pussy whoop, that vagina got you senseless.
No, Chuck, I'm just saying I'm coming home to new.
Man, man, I need a blunt. Matter of fact, twist two of them.
She say that house dirty, so I blame it on the poodle.
Ain't clean the bathroom in weeks.
And she won't get pissed off when it's piss on the seat. Private numbers on the phone.
And that make me wonder.
No meal when I'm home.
And that make me wonder.
And you don't even wanna bone.
And that make me wonder.
The wrong name when you moan.
And that make me wonder.
Private numbers on the phone.
And it make me wonder.
No meal when I'm home.
And it make me wonder.
And you don't even wanna bone.
And that make me wonder.
The wrong name when you moan.
And that make me wonder. Tossing in the bed, strange thoughts in my head.
What you think, she cheating?
Nah, I don't know, I ain't give her a reason.
Every time I go to mine's office, her boss just leaving.
Breathing and wheezing like she got asthma.
She just got 3 raises and a brand new plasma.
Mine spend all my money at garage sales.
I was thinking about marriage, buying a ring from Zelle.
Why she need $100 just to do her nails?
Man, she won't even salute my little soldier.
Just don't care.
I could swear she bipolar.
She take my Escalade.
Got me driving her Nova.
She bought a 7-Up.
Man, she know I like cola.
Forgot I was born in the month of October.
Man, I'm finna go and tell her that it's over.
Man, I'm finna go and tell her that it's over.
Yes, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be. Stop, Ryan. I'm going to be working so a little late tonight, so could you go home and make sure the kids are in bed and probably have to cook yourself something to eat tonight, okay? Well, see you.
That's what I'm talking about right there. You see that? It's a wrap. We done.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? How y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist. Don't take our word for it and look that mess up, please. I've been starting with a prayer. Let's do it again. Thank you, God, for this day we have lived. Everything in our life, our health, our family, the guidance you have given us. Allow us guidance to the path of righteousness, with no sway towards the evils of our lower self. Amen. Amen. Rah. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man? Feel good? Man, it's so much in the news. I don't know if y'all are unplugging from it. It is overloading. Let me play this.
The racist doctrine of discovery. We demand that the Catholic Church rescind the sainthood of Juniper Serra. Thank you.
Bulls, which is the discovery, the doctrine of discovery. What a lot of people don't know is that Spain actually today still have the deed, as well as the Roman Church still have the deed to the land of the certain parts of the United States. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why Pope Francis was exalted when he came and everything, because he actually his church and him being a pope still has the deed to this land.
The doctrine of discovery.
That is a doctrine that is enslaved.
Damn it. I didn't know that was a Breakfast Club clip. I might get it for that. I have to pay more attention. I'm going to stop it midway, but I didn't want to do that to y'all. This clip is funny. Let me see. We got this one. I kind of wanted to wait till people get in because some of this stuff I want to talk about. Do y'all remember this old clip?
No. This photo has a disturbing.
Some guy just ran up and double foot kicked Arnold Schwarzenegger. Man, and it's just like the 2 feet, like he threw his whole body into him, and it looked like it just made Arnold Schwarzenegger stumble a little bit. Freaking the rest of us would have been on the floor. That dude is so solid. Like, I don't think I would want to fight that guy right now. Isn't he like 80 something? Like, I wouldn't want to fight that guy. I think he would kick my ass. I'm just saying.
This photo.
I wouldn't want to fight that guy.
Hey, fuck, back this fuck.
Don't lie. Y'all talking about, yeah, I handle that. Don't lie, bro. You probably don't want to fight him either. Don't lie. Oh, man. This one is funny, too. Michael Rappaport did a voiceover. This is an old clip, really, this elephant charging but Rappaport did a voiceover over it. It's really funny. That's where he needs to stick to. Like, he's funny. He really is funny. He just needs to stay out of politics. He don't really understand politics.
Hey, fuck, back this fucking thing up. Hey, motherfucker, back this fucking trailer up. Fuck, that elephant's not playing. Don't you know how to fucking drive? That fucking elephant's not playing around. Turn this.
Oh, shit. Let me go back to that. My bad.
Hey, fuck.
It's 36 seconds. I want to play it.
Fucking thing up. Hey, motherfucker, back this fucking trailer up. Fuck, that elephant's not playing. Don't you know how to fucking drive? That fucking elephant's not playing around. Turn this fucking thing around. Turn this fucking thing around right now, you fuck. You motherfucker, stop playing games, asshole. Your fucking light. Put your fucking phone down and fasten your fucking seatbelt. Hey, back the fuck up.
It's really funny to me. I don't know if that's funny to y'all, but that's really hilarious to me. Some of the comments, it says next level. It says that's next level reverse gear skills. Another one that says go into their territory. That's what they get. Another one that says the one guy in the front documenting his final moments. Another one that says people still taking pics like wee. It says, is that the new ride at Animal Kingdom? Looks mad real. They're about to die. They're recording the event. Let them live in peace, and this shit won't ever happen. They deserve whatever bad that happens to them while out there. It says, wow, what a big pair of balls on that driver. Skills. It says, I've been on many safaris, and that only happens with an inexperienced guy. Large bulls bigger than the vehicle have passed inches from the side without incident. The fault is clearly the guy. It says, you got to give it up to the driver. It says, must go faster, must go faster. Anyways, it's pretty funny to me. He's like, 3-point turn this thing right now. Do a 3-point turn right now. I want to talk about these topics right here, so I'm not going to play this one. I might play one of them. The couple, yeah, the one about the chick. Let me see. The one about the road rage incident where the lady was popping at the car. They arrested that chick. Let's see. Is this the one?
Oh, oh my God. What the Okay.
Oh, I thought this was the one that talked about it. Apparently it's not. Did I share the one? Because they arrested that chick. I think they got the dude too. Where is it? It's not in here. Oh shit, y'all! I must have not fucking put it on there. Well, let's look it up. Fucking road rage. Couple charged. Boom. Shows y'all how to look. Teach you how to research, y'all. It's all about the keywords. Keywords. Okay, let me pull this up. I'm really kind of farting around, y'all. I'm waiting for people to get in here, but let me get into this right here.
Road rage incident faced a judge overnight.
That shooting was caught on camera. The shots were fired at a vehicle with a child inside of it yesterday afternoon. Rowan Balogan joining us live from downtown Houston with the very latest in the case. Rowan.
Lisa, Andy, good morning. Now, investigators tell us rather that actually instead, when we were in courtroom this morning, the two didn't sit together, but they did walk out together, and the two will be together again tomorrow morning when they appear in a different courtroom.
This couple seen in this widely shared video this morning in courts. Benjamin Green and Nasli Ortiz appear to be wearing the same clothes shown in this cell phone video.
Nasli Ortiz is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Benjamin Green is charged with aggravated assault.
Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said the couple were involved in a road rage incident on I-45 near 1960 in Spring. He said Green got out of his truck and assaulted the victim with his 2-year-old toddler in the back seats. In court, the public defender stated the victim apparently tried to retaliate.
There's an allegation that following that physical fight, the complaining witness drove off, either hitting or nearly hitting my client's fiance, making her fearful of his well-being.
Green, a Navy veteran, charged with aggravated assaults.
PCF, there's no indication that he fired a weapon or threatened anybody with a weapon or in any way aided or abetted a co-defendant to do the same.
Now, the victim was grazed. We were told he was taken and treated from a hospital. The toddler was not injured. Live downtown Houston, Rowan Balogan, KPRC 2 News.
Rowan, thank you.
Damn,
the man and woman accused.
That shit crazy, man. Popping like that. Don't even know. Don't even care if there's a kid in the car. Innocent little. Whatever happened, you got an innocent little human in there that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You don't care about that one's life either. Because, you know, we don't know what happened. Maybe the guy was acting crazy. Like, it ain't no reason for them to pull out the gun. Now, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of times it ain't, especially in this kind of situation, I would have to say that I'm sure there was more than one side was wrong here. Some things, I don't, you know, for things to escalate to that point, you know, I mean, who knows? People are crazy because it was the guy who shot the dude for putting too much mayo on the sandwich. So what the hell do I know? I'm using my rational mind to be like, okay, you know, it seems like, you know, it had to be something, right? But either way, you know, there's an innocent life in there you don't care about, and you didn't even think about you didn't even take the time to think about that. So that's not cool. Let me read some comments if they're worth the crap. Let's see. I really hate that couple. They both should never get out of jail. Most hated Houston couple, shameful behavior. That man doesn't represent veterans. She is from Colombia and doesn't have a U.S. citizenship. She is a flight risk, no bond for her. The man should be given a high bond, but she should be held until trial. Yeah, another one says, just ruined her life. Man, when you go viral like that, like, it don't even matter what happens with the court case. People going to always remember you for this. And then they're going to see your friends. You're going to have a hard time getting a job. People are going to be like, man, you are weird. Another comment, it says, what if she shot the toddler? I'm saying that's the thing. That's the reason why she should catch a case, because she obviously didn't care. Should be a serious case for that. Another one, it says, This woman needs to be deported back to her country. She is not even legal here, and she has been living in Houston illegally for 2 years and has a cleaning business. None of that makes sense. How do y'all know all this? It says she can't understand English but can carry a gun. Go figure. How do we know she can't? Where y'all getting all this? It says everyone is gangster until they get arrested. The person who videoed this could feel lucky these psychos didn't go after them. They definitely not right in the head to be behaving that way. It says time to start making an example of these people. Keep them locked up. It says first shot may be a warning. Second shot is attempted murder. Yeah, she bucked a couple of shots. Another one says put them in jail for life. But see, this is all emotional. Like, I don't like it when, like, I feel like the public puts people on trial, because it's like that happens. And when they be saying in court, they're like, you know, this person can't really get a fair trial because people have already made up in their mind that they're guilty. And I think that's really true in a lot of places. And some of these cases, the ones that's like that, should be tried somewhere in a small area where maybe some people don't know about it. You know, I think that would be better. But, you know, our justice system isn't really trying to look for justice. And the other thing about this, because, oh, yeah, let me go to that. Brittany Reiner. And I haven't covered this because it's just political. And I cover politics, but I don't cover shit that's just a story for political sake. Like, no, that's just to get y'all all emotional, get y'all on whatever the hell they want to get y'all on. So I'm not gonna, I don't partake. But this is interesting when you think about it in context of people getting special treatment, because and that's where they brainwash y'all, and that's where they make y'all think a certain way, because you know, Brittany Griner, I was saying her name wrong, Brittany Griner. It's really not fair, you know. I mean, okay, this is going to be an unpopular opinion I'm about to say, but it's really not fair that, you know, she gets to get out of jail, bro. Like, even if, I mean, right now it hasn't happened yet, but they gave up they gave an offer to Russia. So if they take it, then boom. But it's really not fair. The average person, regular Joe Blow, you have no shot. What do you think is going to happen to you if you get caught in a Russian airport with some illegal substance, something that's illegal over there in Russia? In Russia, they do not play that shit. They don't care, bro. Like, they do not care. And it's like that when you go to another country, wherever you go, you got to follow the laws of that country. You better educate yourself about it, because they say ignorance of the law is not, you know, that's not, they don't give a damn about that. They do not care. So what I'm saying is, if a regular person went to Russia and got caught with a whole bunch of carts, and that stuff is illegal, whatever case they're going to give you on that case is a case you're going to have to take, and you're going to have to deal with it. They're all using all this stuff like defenses that's not really, like I say, it's not really fair, because the rest of us can't use those defenses. Like, well, she said she didn't understand the paperwork they gave her. She didn't know what she was signing for. Well, shit, that ain't going to work here in the States. What happens if you get you go to jail and they make you sign paperwork? The same thing happens here, and it be in English, and you don't understand. You don't understand it because it's all in that legalese shit. They made you sign it, and then they'd be like, later on, you'd be like, I didn't understand it. They're gonna be like, well, you signed it. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna fly as an excuse, you know. So it's all political as far as like, okay, so she's a basketball star, you know, she's a great player, you know what I mean? But the rest of us is not going to get this same treatment. And then they get you on board with this because this elitism is a way of class system that we live under, okay? And this is what creates our, you know, hierarchy of different classes, right? So, but then for you to like, okay, if somebody is the queen or the king or whatever, what makes them the queen or the king is because everybody's agreeing to this. The people they exalt them, you know, they worship them basically, you know, they feel like they're greater or whatever, like their bloodline is more pure or whatever the hell it is. They're the rightful to the throne. So all hail the king, right? So that's what it is. So it's the same thing with Brittany Griner, because it's like, okay, she's better than the rest of us. We have to elevate her above others. So she shouldn't have to go to jail. It's not fair for her to go to jail. All she had was some cards. It's legal in some of the states. Yes, it is, but it's not legal over there. That don't work. I'm sorry, y'all. What's up, dude?
Oh man, ain't nothing much. What's going on, bro?
Chilling. Elliot says she's truly trapped. They're making an example out of her. I don't think that they're making an example out of her, bro. If you go over there with a cart, Elliot, they're gonna lock your ass up too, bro. If they catch you in the airport, bro, with that shit, they're gonna lock you up, bro. That's what they do to everybody over there. They do not play it. They do not fuck with drugs. They don't like drugs in Russia. They're very hard on drugs, like zero tolerance. Said one decision could cost your life. That's what I'm saying, though. You need to know what you're getting into. If you're going to whatever country you're going to, you need to educate yourself about the language that they speak, the cultures that they live, their traditions, and their laws. Period. When somebody come over here to the States and they do some shit that's against the law over here, what's gonna happen? They're gonna get locked up, bro. And because they're from somewhere else, it's not gonna have nothing to do with nothing. And then our opinion on that is gonna be like, yeah, lock them up. So what the hell? Why do we look at it differently? Because she's a basketball star? Is that why? Why do we look at her situation different? What do you think, Deuce?
I think people look at it differently from what I have heard. I haven't really followed her story, but I think people look at it differently because she's been in the off season over here. She's been playing ball in Russia, I think, for a few years. And this is not the first time of her going over there. And I think people feel like she's been made an example out of because of the back and forth between the U.S. and Russia and all of this stuff that's going on. And, with the way the U.S. government feels about the shit that they're doing, that Russia's doing in Ukraine. And they feel like that she's being made an example out of because of that, That's like I say, that's what I've heard. I've heard that she's been playing ball over there in the off season here for a few years, maybe, if not longer. And she's always taken that for pain, joint pain and different things of that nature. And it's never been a problem until now.
Well, probably she didn't get caught until now. And what do I know? It could be them being petty, but from what I understand, if anybody gets caught with carts at the airport in Russia, you're gonna catch a case. They're gonna take you to jail. Am I wrong about that?
What are carts? So carts, that's basically CBD oil. What?
No, it's THC oil.
Oh, okay.
It's wax. It's synthesized THC. It's pure THC. Sometimes it's like 99, 100% THC. And that's illegal. They're hard on that here in Texas. You get caught with that right now, a gram of it is a felony. That's one cart. She had a bunch of carts.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't know, bro. Yeah.
Let me read the comments. Elliot says she thought it was sweet because of her status. I'm telling you, that's what I think, because she was comfortable. She just felt like, they're not finna check my bag. It says, and it is political. So, I think they've made it political. I don't think that necessarily, but what do I know? I'm just a guy. So, but I think they made it political. It's just a thing it's a news story. That's the reason why I haven't been covering it, because it's just something to get y'all riled up about. Like, nobody really cares. Who really cares? And then it goes back to the elitism that reinforces it. It's kind of like how we worship Elon Musk and Bill Gates and, whoever, like, you name it. And that's because we feel like they're greater or better or whatever. So whatever, some guy played basketball really well. A guy came out with really, really cool ass software programs. That's cool. That's fine. But as far as the law, as far as being a human, they're the same. So the law should deal with them in the same way that they deal with the rest of us, right? In a just world.
Yeah.
Distraction, Elliot says. That's what it is. That's why I haven't been covering it. Distraction. Elections coming up. He says the truth is marijuana is in prison. Yeah. She looked like she'd been living good. She got on her regular plain clothes. She looks good. She be smiling in the pictures. I bet you she's getting special treatment over there. They're treating her extra nice, because of her, celebrity. So that's another thing that she's getting that probably other people wouldn't. Let me see. Is this a video or is this an article? Hold on. Let me see. What did I post here? This is a picture of a freaking video. United States offers deal to Russia for release of WNBA star Brittany Griner. I thought this was the freaking article. Let's read Dr. Boyce Watkins' comment. He says, in sharp reversal of previous policy, Blinken also said he expects to speak with his Kremlin counterpart for the first time since before Russia invaded Ukraine. The statement marked the first time the U.S. government has publicly revealed any concrete action it has taken to secure the release of Griner, who was arrested on drug-related charges at Moscow airport in February and testified Wednesday at her trial. Blinken did not offer details on the proposed deal, which was offered weeks ago, and it is unclear whether it will be enough for Russia to release the Americans. Hold on. It says, but the public acknowledgement of the offer at a time when the U.S. has otherwise shunned Russia reflects the mounting pressure of the administration over Griner and Whelan and its determination to get them home. And I really don't think that the administration gives a damn about whether Griner comes or not, man. And I think that most people don't really give a damn. But it's a political tool. And I'm willing to bet that whatever meeting they're having is not related to Brittany Griner. It's probably more related to the actual war in Ukraine kind of wrapping up, because Putin is wrapping it up. And they're going to have to come to the table at some point and be like, negotiations. That's the spot we're heading to in that situation. So they're going to have to go over there but I don't know. I think I got a video on this, but Nancy Pelosi is supposed to go to Taiwan, and they're making that a big deal. China's not happy about it. If she makes the trip, China is threatening military action. I'm trying to decide on which direction I want to go into right now, y'all.
Why is China threatening or not happy about her going to Taiwan?
Well, in Taiwan, Taiwan. Let me go to it before I start talking out of my neck. I got a video on this. Y'all give me a second. Pelosi's visit to Taiwan could worsen tensions between the U.S. and China. Okay, let me play some of this for y'all. I'm kind of jumping subjects all over the place, and let me read the comments before I play this video. Apologize for kind of jumping all over the place, y'all. Elliot says, GoFundMe is going ham, I'm sure. And then she's a real giant. Okay, let me play this.
Are reportedly planning to increase movement of U.S. forces in the Indo-Pacific region if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi makes her planned visit to Taiwan next month. China's reportedly issued stark warnings to the Biden administration over Pelosi's proposed trip, which was first reported last week. China's threatening to take strong measures if Pelosi travels to Taiwan.
Strong measures.
According to the Financial Times, China's privately warned the Biden administration it may respond militarily. President Biden will speak with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Thursday amidst the fresh tensions over Taiwan. Pentagon officials told the Associated Press in a report published today that they're, quote, developing plans for any contingency, and said, quote, fighter jets, ships, surveillance assets, and other military systems would likely be used to provide overlapping rings of protection for Pelosi's flight to Taiwan.
Overlapping
any
rings
time
of
on the
protection.
ground there. This comes as Taiwan held air defense drills in its capital Monday, as its military holds annual military exercises this week. If Pelosi's August trip happens, she would become the most senior U.S. official to visit Taiwan in quarter of a century. Pelosi postponed a planned trip to Taiwan in April after she tested positive for COVID-19. For more, we go to Taipei, Taiwan, to speak with Brian Hugh, a Taiwanese-American journalist, founding editor of New Bloom magazine, which covers youth culture and social movement politics. The magazine was founded after the 2014 Sunflower Movement. Brian, welcome to Democracy Now! This is really coming to a head this week. We'll see what happens when Biden speaks with the Chinese leader this week. What do you make of Nancy Pelosi saying she's coming to Taiwan with communication?
So I think part of the issue then is regarding the timing. Particularly in April, this would have been viewed in light of the Ukraine invasion to then drive from the point of U.S. support for Taiwan. However, now at this juncture, it's thought that it might be too late and that this would lead to Chinese aggression. The question is, what steps would China take? How far would they be willing to go? And these are questions that are up in the air. But then I think particularly one has seen visits from U.S. government officials to Taiwan. This is seen as a show of support, an attempt to send a signal to China. The question is this signal just intended to really stick it to China very quickly without actually benefiting Taiwan? Or is it something that should be best not done?
And Brian, why do you think that the speaker decided to take this trip at this time? Obviously, she represents a district in California that has a large Chinese American population. But what do you feel is her reasoning, and also the Biden administration's publicly saying it's not a good time for this?
So this is very hard to judge. For example, it's possible that Pelosi is attempting to pressure Biden. Because of the fact that Biden is scheduled to speak with Xi. There may be concern that Biden will say something regarding Taiwan policy that would then perhaps cause further issues, and she wants to pressure him regarding that. Another possibility is because of the fact that the Republicans have intended to send signals to their voters with support of Taiwan. For example, Mike Pompeo recently visited Taiwan in order to launch, as part of his preparations for the presidential bid. And so Pelosi may be seeking to answer to a demographic that sees the Democrats as weak on China, and then stepping up support for Taiwan may be intended then ahead of midterm elections.
Election year coming. So the Democrats appearing to be weak on Taiwan. So the thing is about Taiwan is like they want their independence, whatever. China is like, nah, y'all are part of China. But Taiwan is like, nah, we got a whole different culture and everything. We got military too. We're willing to fight like to the death for this. Like this is our own shit, and we're not a part of y'all. And so, like, United States have been playing this game where they want to appear that they support Taiwan because it's like, you know, democratic. They want to be independent. And then it's like this whole thing where China is communist, if you will. You know what I mean? And they want to support Taiwan on a democratic side or whatever. But China's a big dog. And we do a lot of trading with China. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been playing this game where we're like, okay, we gonna fuck with you, China, and you know, whatever on Taiwan or whatever. We just want to play lip service to the people so that you know, we can appear to be supporting democracy around the world and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's starting to get trickier with it. So that's basically what's happening. If that makes any sense. Let me play some more.
And in terms of the conflict that has been growing between the Biden administration and the leadership in Beijing, How do you see this affecting that in one way or another?
So it is quite interesting because I think particularly from the Taiwanese standpoint, whenever there are talks between the US and China, there's concern that Taiwan would be used as a playing card in some sense, a chess piece, that perhaps the US would be willing to negotiate on Taiwan with China. This was a matter of concern under the Trump administration, and it is also the case under Biden. Biden has, in recent memory, more often made statements that seem to be supportive of Taiwan. For example, expressing commitment to defend Taiwan, where there is actually no such commitment. There are also other points, too, in which he has suggested agreement between the US and China on Taiwan, when there is actually no such agreement. And so it's then very hard to say what would happen regarding talks between the US and China, and Taiwan would inevitably come to an issue. And this is further politically charged in the wake of the invasion of Ukraine, raising concerns about what would happen, for example, if China were to invade Taiwan, and that could potentially entangle the US. And there are further concerns too, as mentioned, regarding semiconductors, that Taiwan produces much of the world's semiconductors, and both the US and China are reliant on Taiwan. In this way that at a time of rising political and economic tensions between the US and China, Taiwan is at the median point between the two, so to speak, regarding economics, politics, geopolitics, technology. Even there have been reports that Taiwanese semiconductors are even used in the Chinese missiles that are pointed at Taiwan, for example.
On Tuesday, Taiwan conducted its annual Han Kuang exercises, a military.
Wait, so the semiconductors are produced in Taiwan, and China uses them to put in the missiles to control the missiles that they're going to shoot at Taiwan. So what if Taiwan just sabotage that shit or can just hack it? So you never know, bro. Like it's chess. It's not checkers. And you know, China be like, okay, yeah, Taiwan, we coming in. We're gonna take over whatever. We're gonna blow y'all up. You be like, okay, we'll do it. They do it. They take over the damn missiles after they go off and send them in a whole nother direction or something. Like, ooh, man. Ooh.
Exercise simulating an invasion of Taiwan off the northeast coast. This is the Taiwan president, Tsai Ing-wen, speaking aboard a warship.
To all the brothers and sisters fighting on the waters, the excellent drill by everyone just now demonstrated the ability and determination by the soldiers of the Republic of China to defend the country. Let's continue to work hard and guard our homeland together.
If you can talk about what this means, and also the fact that many who are supporting Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan are Republicans. As a Taiwanese American, as we talked to you in the capital of Taiwan, in Taipei, if you can talk about the politics of this, both as an American, but also as a Taiwanese who has often criticized both what you call Chinese imperialism and American imperialism.
Right, and so it has long-standing been the case that Taiwan more often backs on Republicans who are seen as stronger on China, more willing to support Taiwan because they are tougher on China, whereas Democrats are perceived in a view that I think is a bit dated, that they are soft on China, they're willing to accommodate China. For example, the Asia pivot sometimes is misinterpreted as not an attempt to pressure China by containing it because of the fact that Taiwan was not always included in those plans, but just as an attempt to, for example, build stronger economic relations with China. There's even this kind of misinterpretation. But then I think particularly when you do have Republicans now, such as Mitch McConnell expressing support for a Pelosi visit, or Mike Pompeo even saying on Twitter that he would go with Pelosi to Taiwan, Taiwanese people will then see this and see Republicans seemingly being very unified in their support of Taiwan, where Democrats between Biden and Pelosi seem to be more divided. And so in this sense, I think what is also worth noting is that if there are military threats from China, this will be directed at Taiwan. Taiwan is the one that stands to be caught in the crossfire between the US and China. However, this is discussed not in terms of the damage to Taiwan or the threat Taiwan faces, the losses of Taiwanese lives, but in terms of the potential to embroil the US in conflict, which is definitely a concern.
Embroiled in conflict, that would be something to be great, because then the military-industrial complex get to make more money. So, but it's all political. See, they're talking about how like the Republicans appear to be more hard on China and the Democrats seem to be softer. So then this is going to be used in the elections, especially over here. You know, if the Republicans appear to be harder on China, those are points for them. You know what I mean? For their base and for more votes. You know, and then Democrats all squishy on the topic is less votes for them. If that make any sense? It was something he said that stuck out to me. Mike Pompeo going to freaking Taiwan. He doesn't even have no fucking position, right? Does he have a position in this administration? I don't think so. So what in what capacity will he be going over there? That's strange right there. And then they're saying he will go with Nancy Pelosi. So what a weird combination of Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pompeo going over to Taiwan. That sounds like either some photo ops. It's going to be photo ops for sure, but maybe some kind of like side business deals going on. You know that Nancy Pelosi's husband she's not really in trouble, but it's because of the stock trading, and they're like, it just so happens that her husband trades better than like the best traders, you know what I'm saying, that's out there. And it just so happened that some of the trades are related to some of the legislations that Nancy Pelosi presided over. So there's some, going on there. And then it's like, I really wouldn't be surprised if because a lot of like personal, business is about relationships at the end of the day, because you're not going to do business with somebody that you don't trust. And for you to trust somebody, you have to have built some kind of relationship with them. You feel like you know them some kind of way or whatever. So a lot of the opportunities that come for being in politics is being able to rub shoulders with certain people and build relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, business deals. Let me read the comments. Elliot says, all governments are in bed. Bears can't fuck with an eagle by any means. What does that mean? Am I losing y'all on this? You there, Deuce?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Am I losing y'all on this topic? I think it's hard to understand. His sound is not good. His mic is, and then there's noise in the background while he's talking. When I was watching this video, I was struggling hearing him. So I don't know if the audience can hear this dude. Kind of concerned about that.
Yeah,
Let me go.
I'm listening. I'm listening to it. Like I say, yeah.
This is the caption underneath the video. It says, China warned that there could be serious consequences, including a military response, if U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi follows through on plans to visit Taiwan in August, according to Financial Times. If the trip happens, Pelosi will become the most senior U.S. official to visit Taiwan in 25 years. The question is this signal just intended to really stick it to China very quickly without actually benefiting Taiwan? Or is it something that should be best not done, says Taiwanese American journalist Brian Healy. Let's read some comments. It says, the U.S. needs to understand that other countries are tired of the U.S. double talk. That's what I was saying at the beginning. Is like of this segment is that the U.S. has been playing both sides on this, and that's what it's kind of blowing up in their face now. Let me read some more. It says, not to sound conspiratorial, but this really looks like a game. Do whatever it takes to get countries that are enemies to increase their military spending and tighten their economies, and then use those excuses to funnel more and more money into their war industry. And I do understand that microchip production has a lot to do with this specific act right now, but milder and more peaceful solutions don't ever seem to be considered because they want to make money. And that's what I said too. He said more money into the war industry. That's what it is too. I mean, that's not the only thing that's going on, but that's part of it. Let me read some more. It says, the Fed has lost it, and the sad fact is it's pretty obvious we are headed for hyperinflation. I think stores better have tight security, because when people can't afford to feed their families, things might get ugly. It's already happening as far as that's concerned. It's weird, strange ass robberies are happening. People are being really creative. Anyways, moving on. Weird how they pass a bill for chips and they plan a trip to a place that makes chips. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I was thinking, we played a clip last week where who was it? It was Bernie. Bernie Sanders was talking about how they passed a bill to put all this money into these microchips. So the connection between microchips and Taiwan making microchips, I didn't think about that. That's a connection right there. I'm gonna have to think about that. Whenever that happens, my brain goes blank and I can't talk no more because it's too much going on. Let me read another comment. It says, if it could possibly make things worse, we can count on the drinker of the house. Paul's not above the law, right, Nancy? What? I hate it when y'all do comments like that. Like, nobody understands that, bro. Do better. Trying to sound all intelligent and stuff. Are you talking about Paul Ryan, who's not in there anymore? Because she was talking about him being above the law. Is that what you're talking about? And then the first part, he said, we can count on drinker of the house to make things worse. Come on, bro. You just made my head hurt. Let me read another comment. It says, why are we giving everything to other countries while people are hurting at home in the U.S.? That is a very, very good question.
Yeah. I think going back to that comment that person made, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like they accused, well, not accused, but basically stated that Nancy Pelosi was a alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like she abused alcohol real heavily.
She be looking like she buzzing, so I really wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, to me, I don't think that have nothing to do with nothing really. She clearly takes care of business with her drunk ass. She wouldn't be there otherwise. People love to look at people like that and try to point out their weaknesses or whatever, but she's clearly a strong ass person, like whether you like her or not. You know what I'm saying? She clearly be taking care of business whether you like her or not. There's no other way she would have ended up there. She's been in there forever. She's like the second most powerful person in the United States right now.
Does she really take care of business? I don't know, bro. Because look at Joe Biden and his punk ass. Look at where he at, and he been there forever too.
It's
So
the same. It's the same thing, bro. He's not a dumbass. He's not a dumbass, bro. Look how he set up his family. His people good. That's the American dream, right? You look out for your friends and family. Your friends and family good as hell. Look at his son. He get to be on the board of some damn company, making all kinds of money. Meanwhile, he smoking crack and having sex with prostitutes. Like, he probably don't have no skills. Don't know how to do nothing. He could dress up in a suit and clean up nice and talk properly. But Joe Biden does have skills. Joe Biden does have skills. That's the reason why he is where he is. Whether you like him or love him or hate him, don't matter. You know, he's the most powerful person in the United States. Like, there's no argument. Politically, anyways, politically. We're talking about politics here. We're not talking about like overall power, okay? Because I always talk about economics. Economics trump politics all day. So your job, your employer is more powerful over your life than anybody else. Right? Yeah. If you got fired, they just a hair got in their ass and they decided to fire you tomorrow, that's going to dramatically change your life. Whatever the hell comes out of Biden's ass or mouth is going to have small, very little effect on your life. You know what I'm saying? In reality.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Let me read a couple more comments. It says, the only place she needs to trip is to the nursing home. Okay. Another one that says, Nancy has to go over there. Her husband bought a whole bunch of chip stocks before the chip deal was made. She has to ensure she gets her money. Boom. Ding, ding, ding. And I kind of was saying about, I mentioned her husband earlier. And then we're talking about them passing a legislation with microchips. And now we're talking about her going over there, and her husband having the stocks and microchips. Do y'all see? That's what y'all should be talking about. Her being alcoholic is whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Her being old is whatever the hell. She winning. Look at them damn suits she be wearing, bro. She clean as hell. She wear designer everything. She be shining and freaking flossing on everybody in the chamber, bro. Y'all don't see her shining. She's shining. And that's the American dream, bro. Let me read comments. I'm here. Both sides is how you win a war. Yep. You fund both sides. RFID and nanotechnology. Okay. What's the difference between school, politics, and religion? Okay, let me think about this one. What is the difference between school, politics, and religion? Indoctrination. They're all indoctrinating you. They're all brainwashing. They're all like controlling. They're all a way to control you and kind of mold your mind, mold you mentally. What is the difference between them? Well, I guess it's a three-prong approach because they have different aspects that they focus on. So that's the difference. So school is coming at you one way, politics is coming at you a different way, and religion is coming at you another way. They all have the same kind of goal, but yeah. He says it's all the same. That's why I'm having a hard time finding differences when I think about it. Control, yeah, exactly. I completely 100% agree with you. And I wish more people would understand that better. Let's go back to Insta because I got a couple little clips that I want to talk about here. The one, did you see, Deuce? Did you see the clip where this? Are you driving right now?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Okay, I'm gonna play this clip for the audience, and I'll just kind of narrate it for you.
We're clear.
Because maybe you saw it. The guy driving across a railroad track. He has a it looks like a part from either an airplane or a wind turbine, and he got hit. It hit. Let me play this.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's old as fuck.
I figured you would have saw it.
That's old. That's like 20. That's like 2020 old, bro.
You say 2020?
Yeah, that's like 2020 old.
Shit, that's only 2 years. That's not that old to me. But I wanted to know, you as a truck driver, and you had seen this clip. What the hell went wrong, bro? Like, how does this happen? I mean, what the hell? Like, and then is the guy gonna get fired?
Well, looking at the truck, he's more than likely an independent contractor. He's most likely gonna probably lose his contract or be fired from the company that he's contracted to. But in situations like that, man, you have those trailers on those trucks are usually set up pretty high. Can you blow it up a little bit? Oh no, hold on, I can zoom in.
I don't think I can. Let me see. Maybe I can.
Okay, no. Just replay it. Yeah. What happened was he got stuck on the track. He got stuck. You could see where his back tandems of his trailer got stuck there on whatever object that was. I can't really make it out because I can't look at it. But man, no. What I want to say is that you have situations like that. There's guys that pull what we call RGN trailers. I forget what that acronym stands for, but it's a trailer that's used to pull heavy machinery, and they sit very low to the ground. And sometimes you see situations like that where guys that go over a railroad track that has, like, you know how some railroad tracks kind of sit up on a hill, like it's like embanked and you go up and cross. Well, sometimes as you go down right about the midway point, you know, sometimes if your trailer sits too low, you get caught up on those tracks. And if a train is coming, that train can't stop.
Yeah.
You feel me? By the time, yeah, like that train can't stop. You know, now one thing you could do is people that are listening, every railroad track has a sign that's written with black letter, black and white letter. It's a white sign with black lettering. That tells you the number of the railroad track that you're at, and there's usually a number. So if you see a situation like that where somebody's stuck on a railroad track, you can call that number and that notifies them, you know, and if they can look at their switchboards and see if there's any trains that's scheduled to be coming down that track or that's en route or whatever, and possibly stop the train, possibly, you know. But you have situations like that, like he was clearly stuck on something because he's super long. Those windmill blade, those, by the way, that blade was for a windmill, for the clean energy that they're putting across the
Yeah.
United States. It's those big old windmills that you see out in the middle of fields, like out around West Texas, Oklahoma. California has a big fucking windmill fan farm. That's one of the reasons why they broke as fuck, because they bought so much of that shit. But those blades are extremely long. I don't know how many feet they are, but they're extremely long, probably 100 feet or better. You know what I'm saying? And what it looks like, as he was making that curve, he was long. That trailer didn't clear whatever the hell he was stuck on. Now, with those trailers, there is some technology involved. A lot of I know of a few guys that haul those windmill blades, and those trailers have remote controls on them, that when you turn your wheel a certain way, the axles on that trailer will pitch a different way in order for the tail end of that trailer to clear a curve. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like if you're turning in a right hand curve, that axle will kind of pitch left to steer it around. You see what I'm saying? Kind
Yeah,
of
I get it.
counter steer. Yeah. And maybe he didn't know how to use that properly. Maybe that trailer wasn't uh set up for that,
Yeah. So how many things went wrong here?
or it could just be the impatience of people that try to beat a
What
train.
about the guy?
You see it
His
so many
guide,
times.
his guide car, and was there, and like, I mean, like nobody like communicated or whatever. Like, it seems like multiple
It
things went
doesn't
wrong
matter.
here.
It doesn't matter, bro. It does not matter. You behind the wheel of a commercial vehicle, you are a professional, and that is what the law upholds you as. So in a
Yeah.
situation like that, no matter whether you have a guide, no matter whether you have escort like he has oversized escort, something happens, a wreck happens or whatever, you are held liable. You are the professional. You are in control of that truck. You need to know when and where to stop. You need to exercise your right to stop whatever. That's like my company tells me I have the right to stop any unsafe work if I don't feel comfortable or safe going down a routing or whatever. Because at the end of the day, you get in a situation, the law is going to basically stick it to you. You are a professional. That's just like if you are a crane operator and you got guides that are, yeah, telling you on the radio, okay, move this way, move that way. But if you drop whatever the fuck that crane is hoisting up, and it kills somebody, you are held liable because you're the crane operator. You have the licensing. You know better.
Yeah.
That's
So
basically what
sometimes
it
when they
is.
give you orders, you can just be like, "No, that's not gonna work."
No, no, yeah, basically you get your ass out of the seat of that truck and you go look for yourself. So, like I say, clearly it looks like as if he was stuck. He didn't clear that turn or that curve, and it could be a situation. I don't know how long because those are clips off of Instagram, so we don't know how long he was sitting there on
Yeah.
that track. You know, how long? What did he have enough time? I mean, we don't know. Or we see it all the time. Trucks and cars trying to train look like it's moving slow. And by the time you stump down on your gas to try to get across that railroad track, that train is right there meeting you. You're gonna, no matter what, they're always in the right.
Let me play this clip. I want to move on. This is I don't know.
Over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, they give you power, whereas black daughters don't. Black men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, they give you power, whereas black daughters don't. Like,
What do you think? Could you hear her? Oh shit, I lost him. Freaking, it's interesting, right? I wonder what people think about that. So she's saying that a white woman can be with a black man and still be racist. She says that, you know, the patriarchy in the white culture doesn't give women power, but white women feel power over black men because of the status of the whiteness. So that's interesting. I wonder what y'all think about that. Deuce, got your back. Did you hear that clip I played?
Yeah, the last part I heard that she said something about this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
So what was she saying? She was saying that this is why white women can still be racist and do what now?
And because of her whiteness, she feels a power over the black man, you know, and it gives her access to the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was saying about the son. The black son gives her access to the patriarchy, and the daughter doesn't. So, and you know, she's saying that they could still, you know, be racist and be married to a black man. It's crazy, right? Let me play it one more time,
bro. Like
let me play her one more time
because obviously all the white men in their lives like men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives, because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, they give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
Okay, you got her. What you think?
Yeah, I feel like she speaks for a select. I feel like she does not speak for all. Uh, but I'm not gonna say that there isn't truth in what she's saying. I mean, it could, because I remember growing up, staying with my grandmother. My grandmother was always like, "Why don't you bring no white woman in my house ever?" And her reasoning behind it was basically what this white woman is saying. You know, they'll never love you the way that you should be loved. They'll never understand you. But like I say, bro, I feel like maybe she speaks to a certain group of white women that's what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't sit here and say that that's all.
Yeah,
So that's
it
just
probably
my point of view. I think
yeah, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to do that. I got interracial kids. The title of the show today is "Hate is Real, Love is Fake." And I was fighting with making the title or "Hate is Fake and Love is Real."
Well, I feel like love is an emotion, and I feel like it can change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you can still love someone and go fuck somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be in a relationship and truly love this person, but your temptation and your urges allow you to go. I feel like for me, I feel like hate, both of them are an emotion, in my personal opinion. When it comes down to it, I feel like they're both an emotion. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
because but there's different aspects to love. You can just love, like, man, I rock with you, love, or there's a deep, true love that no matter what, you would never forsake it.
but wait, wait. Let me make two comments. First is I feel like the sex is just a physical act and it's not really connected to love. And also the point of the line is about like it's about like how people feel about each other. We're not talking about what's real and what's not as far as like what tangible or something. I mean like how people act towards people. Like when they are angry at them, when they're hating on them, we're saying that's actually real. Like they really feel that. But when they're around you being nice and hugging and smiling in your face, that's fake. Oh man, we lost Deuce. His screen is.
Come on.
You're breaking up, bro. I'm not getting you at all. Wait. I think you're back. You there? Are you there, Deuce? Damn, I don't hear nothing. Yeah. So the idea is, or maybe it's the other way around. This is the other way around. This is what I was thinking about, and I was thinking that this is probably more actually true. That the hate is fake and the love is real. So it's like, people pretend to be angry. Like you got these people who join these clubs just to be going around and hating on people, but really it's just something to do. You know what I mean? It's not that
Yeah.
their heart is in it. They
But
heart not in the hate.
I can see what you're saying, because if you think about it, like, you have situations where people were once in love with each other and then now they hate. That they don't really truly hate each other. It's just that their love is so strong. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways to look at this. So, but then what do you think about it? So the hate is real, the love is fake, or the hate is fake and the love is real. The way people act towards each other. What do you think?
You say what? My bad, dog. Even though I got cell phone signal boosters on this truck, dog, I'm out here and it's just cutting up in this area.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere. Where you say you at? Damn. I don't hear you. The struggles of live TV, y'all. This is not easy. When people complain about the sound sometimes, and I can't control what other people's, and I really want to have other people on the show. It's like that's the whole thing I want to do. But it's really difficult because I can't give everybody mics and Wi-Fi connections. Let me play this.
All right, I'm back, bro.
Okay,
Hey
you
man, I apologize, bro. I have cellular boosters on this truck, but we're out in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, and it's just some areas not even that is enough to reach cell towers because the cell towers are kind of far away
Yeah.
out this way. So yeah, my tracking device here on the truck doesn't even have cellular service right now. It's showing a big red X on the screen.
Yeah, that sucks. There's this story about this guy that went missing, and they're trying to say that this is emotional for me right here because when they talk about cannibals, every time when they say some natives or aboriginal peoples, black folks are cannibals, I immediately, all the stuff I've read, it's like every time that word comes up, it's racist.
For his death. In 1961, Michael was traveling down a river with an anthropologist when his boat broke down. Michael eventually decided to jump in the water and swim to shore, and that's the last time he was ever seen. His death was announced officially as drowning, though the rumor is that the Asmat tribe, who are known to be cannibalistic, were the cause of Michael's disappearance. But the story doesn't end here. About a decade after Michael's disappearance, National Geographic did a project on the Asmat tribe, and they were filming them rowing their boats. Did you see it? It looks like there's one white man rowing with the tribe. Maybe this photo isn't as disturbing as we thought. This photo has a disturbing backstory. It's the last photo of Michael Rockefeller, and it features the cannibals thought to be responsible for his death. In 1961,
Okay. Like I say, that's kind of emotional. Let me read some comments. It says, did they invite him to a cookout? That's pretty funny. It's like, anyways. It says, they put his behind to work. Another one says, Tom Hanks, a.k.a. Michael Rockefeller. Because they did a movie about this, I think. Don't give me the line, y'all. I don't be watching all that shit. Another one, it says, if anything did happen to him, it was them. It was his own people who did it. Another one, it says, we historically invite everyone in just to be left out. Next. Another one, it says, put him to work. Rockefeller said, I ain't going back to the Matrix. This was my destiny. Did anyone ask who was taking the photo of him with the tribe? Bro is living his best life with them. Still got glasses on. They wanted to find him to get that inherited money off him, but Buddy has found a way better meaning to life. It says, who took the pic? Will be great to get an interview with him now. Rockefeller says it all. Way to go, Michael. And that's how they spread their genes and take over years later when the mission is complete. We'll, LOL, hear that he survived and they found him. If I'm not mistaken, they killed some of them because they said they were responsible for his disappearance. Seems like we're pretty friendly with him beforehand. It's just an interesting thing right here. Got any comments on that?
That shit crazy. Hey, but Real talk, they do. There is. I have came across a few Vice documentaries from Vice. There's still real live cannibals here, bro. Yeah, they'll eat your ass up. But
Yeah.
yeah, some crazy shit.
I can't find what I'm fucking looking for. It's not here no more. It was such a cool thing. It's an audio. Oh, I know what it is. It's a video. Let me get out of here. I really want to play this for y'all. I hope I don't get in trouble for it. I have to. I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna risk it. Look, check this out, y'all. This is so cool. This is like the coolest thing I saw this week. Folly. There is no movement without rhythm. Okay. Folly is the word for rhythm. Y'all check this out. This is a real fucking treat. Hold on, let me go. I need to share. I'm already looking at it and shit. I don't know if that's why I need another screen. I'm gonna get another computer, but I can't see both screens at the same time. That's a problem.
Man, just buy you another computer monitor, bro, and just mirror your laptop onto that monitor. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I should be able to do that with my computer. I mean, with my damn TV, huh? It should be like.
Yeah, if you got a smart TV and it's able to hook, yeah, because like at my company, that's what they do. They share on a big ass. We got like in our safety room. There's like two big ass 85-inch Samsung TVs, and they hook their computers to it and play all the shit.
It's so cool that you said that, but because I haven't thought of that, but I used to do that back in the days. Even the old TVs, you could use them hoes for monitors. I've done it many times, and fucking, I didn't think about that for this situation right now, though. So, that's a thing to think about.
Yeah,
I might just need to buy like I might have one of those cords, one of those fucking. What the hell that bitch called? It's like the MDMI.
The HDMI. Is it
HDMI
or HDMI? It's one of those fucking cards.
Yeah.
You should be able to hook. If you got a HDMI port on your computer, you should be able to plug. Yeah, and that way, like, you can have something on your laptop and maybe have something like a different window open on that.
Yeah.
Computer screen or TV
because
screen.
If I could just leave my home screen on the big screen, that'll help me out a lot. Because then I know what y'all can see, and I just keep looking at it, and then I'll know what y'all can see. Sometimes because I can't see what y'all see sometimes, and it's a problem. Let me play this. This is really cool. Hopefully, I can get away with this.
C'est du rythme. Toutes les choses, c'est du rythme.
Says everything is rhythm. I'm gonna read it because it's in a different language. It's really about the sound, so you want to feel it. He's trying to demonstrate a point here with this video. Ladies working on some grain or something, like they're using the rhythm as they, mill the grain or whatever they're doing. They're sitting around with some kind of instrument. They mixed in the sound of those girls hitting the grain. That's why I'm afraid of playing this, because somebody composed this whole thing. So it might trigger something. I hope it doesn't. The point is, everything is rhythm. This guy is hitting the trees, chopping down a tree. They mixed it in with the everything, all work, all the sounds have a rhythm. These are men. It looks like metal work. They're doing a rhythm. They hit it one after the other. Get it really hot. And bend it. Another guy is still working on that tree trunk. He's making something with it. It's a food preparation tool. That dude was making a bell. Jimbe.
Kansaba.
3 tones. Boom.
Boom.
Every step we take is rhythm. They finna start sounding like Mardi Gras. Every word we speak is rhythm. This is not enough rice for the workers and the chief. Hey there. The work is nearly over. Hey there. The work is nearly over. Hey there. I'm coming. I'm coming. The chief wants sauce with his rice. So we're all in this rhythm right now. Everything is rhythm. ladies washing clothes, little kids walking with buckets. They're hitting the buckets. Little kids splashing in the water. They're just sitting there jamming while where it seems like the adults are washing clothes. They got an orchestra. We're not going to cut the throat of our culture. We're going to keep it alive. It will live on. I'm sure it will live on. Old school. Okay, it's about to end, y'all. Should do something to you. I can't read that. Sorry. Yeah, so anyways, it's like, how does it make you feel? You know, it's all about how you feel, because that's what rhythm you on. That's your frequency. That's your vibration. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at creation, you think about they think that the universe is like these, you know, if you ever heard of string theory, like it's just like these things that are smaller than the particles of atoms, and they vibrate, and depending on how they vibrate, it produces the different particles, basically everything that makes up the universe. And then you think about, you know, the universe as a whole, and they talk about like a membrane. And so because the string is not enough, they need something else. So it's like a membrane, like, so it's like the skin of a drum where you hit it, and then there's a vibration that comes off of it, and then that vibration is creation. So then it's like we're a part of creation, and he's talking about everything is rhythm. When you take a step, when you talk, you know, I saw a video where they said the average number of breaths that you take, and it's like that number lines up with the what is it? It's the summer cycle, the full summer cycle, the one like a age when the sun has made its, because it's moving too, and it's also on an orbit. The sun orbits, so it has a cycle where, and then it'll come back to the point. And it's like that number lines up with the number of breaths that we take in a day. Comments. Elliot says they healing the earth. Man, did the vibrations, how does it make you feel, Deuce? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
The video is really all about the sounds, and the tones, and it's trying to make a point. And he said there's only 3 tones. He says bing, ba, boom, and so that's what it is. And it's like we talk about how the monks, people who meditate, and you have so many things, and when people do like you know what I mean, that sound and it's like there's something to all of this. Recently, and I was looking up the Kabbalah, I was watching videos, and I was always saying that word wrong. It's Kabbalah, like Allah. It's got Allah at the end, and it has Ka at the beginning. It's like breath, Kabbalah. And anyways, just this video right here, I recommend y'all go check it out on your own, because what is this? Folly. This dude, Thomas Robers, that's who posted it. I believe it's his creation. Let me see. His caption says, life has a rhythm. It's constantly moving. The word for rhythm used by Malinke tribes is Foley. It's a word that encompasses so much more than drumming, dancing, or sound. It's found in every part of daily life. In this film, you not only hear and feel rhythm, but you see it. It's an extraordinary blend of image and sound that feeds the senses and reminds us all how essential it is. Right. So when you think about the macro, which is like the whole thing, the universe, right? You have to think about the micro, right? And that's how you understand things. So you take it back to the real simple, real simple. So real simple is the rhythm, the tones. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibration, the basic vibration. Get what I'm saying, Deuce?
Yeah.
How did the video make you feel? Did you like hear anything that sounded familiar? Because like I was saying, it's a part in there that sounds like Mardi Gras, and this is somewhere in Africa.
Yeah. It just sounded good. Like it's upbeat. Listening to that, like it can't help but lift your spirits. There's nothing sad about that. It's like a good vibrations.
That's what's up. Let me read some comments. It says, I can't read that because I don't even know what language that is. It says, is this in Mali? Someone says, Jimmy the Alien, can you spot him? Hold on. I'm so pleased that this appeared on my screen. Wonderful in all aspects. That's how I felt when I watched it. It says, what is it? Like an Amazon African preparation vid? Excuse me. It says, ooh, so this is where musicals happen. It says, still one of my favorite DJ mix. I love placing it on relay to the Korean Sentoki song. Been over 10 years and it's still up. Wow. This is just amazing. Very well made. It's thank you. Everybody's just giving them praise. It is really good though. I just thought I'd share that with y'all because it really struck me as something I thought was special. And it made me think about the universe, creation. It made me think about how we're in rhythm with creation, just by talking, just by moving. Like people say, you don't have to change the world because just be, you're changing the world. You know what I mean? Just your existence, you're changing the world. Because we talk about the butterfly effect, right? And then we're talking about rhythm right here. And then it's like I say, who knows? Like your vibration, your steps, your even your talk, your breath or whatever. Who knows what kind of reverberations that cause on the other side of the earth. You know what I mean? Like the butterfly effect. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I follow you. I got you.
Yeah. What else did I see? They talk about inflation. The Fed just raised inflation again. I mean, raised the interest rate again, and it's to combat inflation. But it's like all it is making people who to buy a car or a house or whatever, make it harder for them, and also making people who saved money and got like 401ks, making that shit worth less money because they're not getting the interest that they want on it or was getting.
So what did they do? Raise the interest rates or lower the interest rates?
They raised the interest rates.
Oh, okay.
Across the board. I don't want to bore y'all with this because this guy talks slow too.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. This week, the United States is facing what Politico calls a Category 5 economic storm, as analysts debate whether the U.S. economy is in a recession and how to respond. Today, the Federal Reserve's announcing another interest rate hike, which it says will help fight against inflation and bring down prices that are up by some 9% since last year as inflation reaches a 40-year high. This week also marks 13 years since the U.S. last raised its federal minimum wage to $7.25 an hour in 2009, which is the longest time without a raise since the federal minimum wage was first implemented during the Great Depression. To make sense of what all this means for working people, we're joined by the Marxist economist Richard Wolff, Emeritus Professor of Economics at University of Massachusetts Amherst, visiting professor at the New School, and the founder of Democracy at Work, host of Economic Update and author of several books, including The Sickness is the System, When Capitalism Fails to Save Us from Pandemics or Itself. Professor Wolff, welcome back to Democracy Now!
I watch his videos all the time.
In this country, and also if you can also define all your terms from.
Because it's all economics, like it's the economy, stupid, you know, at the end of the day. And that's what we really should be talking about to help us understand what's really happening, what's really going on. And people just don't understand. They just don't know. Like, but we don't even have these conversations. And this guy is kind of boring. He talks slow and stuff. His videos are painful, really kind of to watch, but it'd be so informative.
From inflation to recession, so all people have access to this.
Good. Thank you very much, Amy, for the opportunity. Let me try to be as brief as I can. Over the last 30 to 40 years, we have experienced here in the United States a radical redistribution of wealth and income. All manner of economists from all perspectives have done the research. It's all very well known. That has caused epoch-changing problems here in the United States that our political headlines are full of literally every day. But the last 4 years have been a cap on that process that really requires taking a deep breath. Number one, our society was unprepared for and did not well manage a pandemic that it could have been and should have been much better prepared for, as many other countries were who don't have our wealth or our medical system. About the same time, we had an economic crash. Over half the labor force in this country lost their job for a few weeks or the entire time of 2020 and 2021. We've had viral catastrophes before. We've had economic crashes. We never had them at the same time. That was a body blow to a working class that, as I said, has been suffering for 30 to 40 years. As if that weren't enough, we then had, when we thought we might be out of the worst of the crash and the pandemic, now in the last year, as you just pointed out, we have whacked our working class with an inflation. And make no mistake, what an inflation is, very simple. is a general rise in prices. That's all it means. Not all prices go up the same, not all prices go up, but in general, prices rise. And obviously, as any child will understand, if the prices go up, that hurts most people in the middle and people at the bottom, because they're the ones with the least amount of money to pay the rising prices. It's a discrimination against the middle and the bottom. That is the vast majority. But perhaps what's not understood is who raises the prices. That little economics detail is so often lost. Employers, the class of employers in our society, that's who sets the prices. Employees are excluded from that activity. Employers in the United States are 1% of the population, if that. Those of us who have to take the prices they choose to raise, we are the 99%. And there's no democracy in allowing 1% of the people to set prices.
No democracy.
99% of
Politics
the people
don't
are forced to
mean
pay
nothing.
for food, clothing, shelter, and all the rest.
That's-
So damaging is this inflation, and so unfairly damaging, that the government is called upon, as often happens when the private capitalist system lurches into one extreme or another, the government is called in, please save the system. In our society, our central bank, which is what the Federal Reserve is. In other countries, it's called the Bank of France or the Bank of England. Historical reasons, we don't call it the Bank of the U.S. We call it the Federal Reserve. They come in and they are asked, please fix it. And then a kind of magic happens. The Federal Reserve can be honest, admit that its job, which by the way is written into its charter, price stability. That's a fancy phrase for saying, don't let prices go up too much. So clearly, when you have an inflation, the central bank, the Federal Reserve, has failed to maintain price stability.
Before he goes on, freaking the politics, it's like the politics, man, the politics don't matter at all if you can't pay your bills, if you can't buy bread. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, whatever the hell Biden says don't mean nothing to you. Who's really running the show? You know what I'm saying? And then you think that these companies don't get behind closed doors and decide on these prices, you crazy. What do you think they have all these meetings for?
Yeah.
You know? What do you think about it? As far as like, see, people get caught up on whatever the hell, like the Brittany Griner story, you know, and then they complain, they make jokes on memes about the gas being high, but nobody is engaged in in understanding the economic system that we live under and how royally they cornholing us.
Yeah.
Like they mentioned, the minimum wage hadn't went up in forever. Inflation been going up forever, and then they just like hacking it extra on they did an interview, you know, when they were talking about how these companies are just adding a little bit of price on top of it because they can, because people just expect the prices to go up. And then they keep talking about Ukraine. It's because of Russia. It's because of Putin. How the hell, bro? Like, and most people probably just don't think about it past that moment of them saying, oh yeah, it's because of that. And then it makes sense on the face. Like as far as the gas prices, oh well, Russia does produce a lot of gas, and you know they got the pipelines and they got the trouble with that stuff. So yeah, I guess we can understand that. But what about everything else, bro? What about the price of literally everything else? Literally your rent, your food, literally everything.
Yeah. Shit is crazy, bro. They always have a way of mind fucking people into believing. And it's crazy, bro. Like, you hear so many people say, man, this damn war got everything fucked up. No, this shit was fucked up way before this war.
Way before.
Like, it just wasn't hitting you the way it's hitting you now.
Yeah, because the pinch is in. They've been doing these neoliberal bullshit for decades, and the chickens are coming home to roost. It's time to pay the piper. You can't kick the can down the road forever. At some point, it's gonna reach a cul-de-sac. It's the end of the road. Now what? You got to pay the bill. That bill has to be paid. And see, we can argue about who did it and whose fault. You know what I'm saying? We can argue about that, but that shit don't even matter. We got to deal with it. Right?
Yep.
Freaking, we the ones
Yep.
got to go to the grocery store and pay $4 for a loaf of bread. Have you bought any food recently? Or looked at the
Shit, hell
tickets or whatever? What?
yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah, I bought food
it-
recently. You talk about go to the grocery store and get literally 2 packs of meat, and your bill is still like $100. You got 2 packs of meat, so fuck get rice, canned goods, vegetables, and you spending $100. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro,
And-
pork chops. Come on, dog. Center, like not even center cut. I'm talking about the assorted pack of pork chops for a family pack used to be like $3 to $5. $5. Bro, that shit now is like fucking $10, $15 for a family pack of assorted cut pork chops. You're not even getting the good shit, the center cut, the
you
real
getting them
pretty.
leftover cuts.
Yeah, you getting the assorted pack, bro. I saw that shit in HEB the other day, dog. Fucking like I think it's like $17. And this is not even, and then they thin as fuck. These are not the thick cut, center cut pork chops.
Because that's
bro.
what I was
Like,
about to say. The ounces, I saw a video and they were talking about it. This dude was screaming at the screen, talking about how the weight of everything, the Gatorade, like all of the companies, their weight, and they've already been doing it. I noticed it with the cereal. So this has been happening before now, but they just putting it, and we're noticing it, like I say, and then they're pouring it on. But the ounces or weight of whatever it is that you're buying, is lower. You know what I'm saying too. Beside the price being like the same or more.
yeah. That shit crazy, bro. But yeah, shit is getting, the pinch is in. But it's just crazy how like this country here, like they have no regard for the middle class or the poor people.
It's just
You
like
know.
it's a predatory system, and it's like I
You know
posted
what's
on
crazy to
Instagram.
me is like
Go ahead.
all of these fucking like I think about this shit, right? Like we got all this shit going on, right? And you got all of these like people, these let's just say these rappers and singers that are throwing concerts and are charging people $200, $1,000 for fucking tickets. Like if y'all like for me, it's like I get it. It's not really necessarily them. Like they got a record label and all that other shit that's got their hands in that shit too. But it's like, bro, like y'all throwing these fucking concerts and like I don't know, bro. I guess they can do it because you got dumbasses that are getting
That's
an
gonna spend
extension
that
on their
money.
light bill, but they're
Yeah.
still going to a concert.
They're gonna find a way. So, but it just shows like entertainment. That's what I was saying too. Is like our system, our society is upside down. Like you don't pay the teachers worth of shit, but you pay somebody who could play ball really well. Why are we so obsessed with people who play ball really well? Like all of this stuff. Like when you basically just look at it, bro. Like baseball, basketball, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Freaking. They're playing with balls, bro. That's all they're doing is play. They playing ball. They playing ball, which is cool. These guys are really good at it and all of that. But why do we put these people on a pedestal over so many people in our society, and we pay them so well? They're so well paid, and it's just entertainment. And that's the reason why the world is crumbling around us, because we don't pay attention to what's going on. We just want to know what happened on the ball game. What happened in the ball game? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like people ask me, "Hey man, you watched that? You watched the championship game between Golden State?" And I'm like, bro, that shit is the least of my worries. Like, I don't even watch sports. Oh, you don't watch sports? Nah, bro. The most sports I watch is when my son is out there on the baseball field and I can make his game. Other than that, I could care less about that shit. The only reason if I have a Super Bowl party, it's so I can fucking cook all of the unhealthy shit that I want to eat.
Yeah.
Like,
Just have a party. It's just an excuse to have a party.
yeah, exactly. Like, like I could care less about the fucking game. Like, I've never been into that shit.
And I,
But what I'm into is fucking trying to leave a legacy behind, trying to make money so that like I can break so that I can bring my family up, like not just my immediate family, not just my wife and my kids, nigga, but I'm talking about my brothers, my sisters, my wife's brothers and sisters, like nigga have like a big family fucking empire, dog. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I know not everybody it's not gonna work with everybody. You're gonna have some people that's gonna try to, oh, well, you owe me this, and them the ones that you weed the fuck out, pay them off, get the fuck on, buy, you know. But like, that's what I'm about. Like, let's make some money, you know. Let's
I
make some
feel
money.
that.
Let's make our lives different. Let's change other people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start bridging this gap. Let's start creating not creating, but let's start getting some skills, some real fucking skilled teachers and people to these low income communities and start, let's teach these black and brown kids, not only how to work for somebody, but to become an entrepreneur themselves. Teach them the business of plumbing and HVAC, but also give them a business class along with it. Hey, look, man, this is, like, because the shit is changing, bro. If you think that these businesses that you see running around Houston all the time are gonna
Are still
last
gonna be
forever,
around? I don't
no,
think so. And
they're
because
not.
I've seen big, huge companies go. That building downtown in Houston, what was it? I want to say Macy's. What is it downtown right there? It's an empty building now. It was the old
Oh,
Sears. The
Sears
Sears
building,
building.
yeah, yeah.
How big was Sears? Sears was like the biggest fucking thing. I remember going to that store and it being so beautiful when I was a kid. And it was
Yeah,
like the place to go.
yeah. So like that's the kind of shit that I'm on, bro. Let's build. I don't want to build a school for one community. I want to put this shit like all over, you know. And I say black and brown kids, but I'm not gonna just say all black, because you got white kids that grow up in impoverished communities or, don't have parents or and just need some guidance, bro. And yeah, bro. Like, shit is changing, bro. Like, these old motherfuckers that's running shit right now, they're not gonna be around too much longer. And they fucking kids are soft. We see it with Biden. Like, there's only a few of them that has fucking kids that are pretty strong to continue this shit on.
Let me
Like,
let me
let's be real, bro.
let me read the caption underneath the video. It says, "We speak with Marxist economist Richard Wolff about how experts forecast another economic recession in the United States, with inflation at historic high and a federal minimum wage that hasn't changed for 13 years. The Federal Reserve plan to combat rising inflation by raising interest rates delivers a body blow to a working class, already suffering from decades of upward wealth redistribution and a pandemic," says Wolff, emeritus professor of economics at the University of Massachusetts Amherst and visiting professor at the New School. His latest book, The Sickness is the System, When Capitalism Fails to Save Us from Pandemics or Itself. Let me read some comments underneath the video. It says, "In this perilous time of recession, protecting your capital is much more important than making money. Basically, because if you lose your capital, making money is much harder. Missing the train versus losing your money. There are a lot of trains, but if your money is gone, it's over. This is for stockholders. Okay. Let me read another one. The politician raised their salary 16 times, but minimum wage stayed the same for the low-paid slaves of poor Americans. Another comment. Being a youngster during oil embargo of the 1970s, the shortage of oil and gasoline led to rationing at the retail level. Unscrupulous, greedy business leaders in other unrelated markets commodities began copycat shortage tactics to increase their profits by creating shortages, thus driving up prices. We had the coffee shortage, the sugar shortage, the paper shortage, and others that I can't remember at the moment. Once the greedy feeding frenzy starts, it's difficult to stop. Damn, that's heavy. I remember that shit. Damn, supply and demand is simple economics right there. It says, I found the entire segment both interesting and informative from beginning to end. Straightforward answering of questions. Blah, blah, blah. Alternative perspective like wolves are indispensable to the health of our nation's discourse. We need to be more libertarian, but voices like his have persuaded me that economic and financial regulations are needed. We need to be talking about economics, period. It's all economics. That's the only thing. It trumps racism. It trumps everything. It says, forward chairman message translation, softening of labor market. Anyone employed making $15 an hour will be canned. Anyone lucky enough to get unemployment will see their income halved and lose their benefits. Then if you're lucky enough to get rehired, it will be at $7.25 an hour with no benefits. This makes the GOP and Wall Street ecstatic. I don't know. That's a stretch right there. I read another comment. It says, there's also no real democratic function when the 99% consume unsustainably because they are trained to believe this is a good thing. It is clearly old Greta Thunberg is absent in this discussion. We, in fact, need to reduce our consumption massively. We need to practically eliminate our consumption of fossil carbon. However, the system is so malignant that a general move in that direction makes society scream, while in fact the move isn't 10% of what's needed. The first part of this comment is what's interesting. It says, there is no real democratic function when the 99 cents consume unsustainably. Well, even they lost me after that, but there's no real democratic function when this economic system that we live under is the way that it is. Like, it doesn't matter what you vote. Those people who really run the show don't care if you vote Republican or Democrat. Just get your ass up and go to work tomorrow. Or I'm gonna make you homeless and you're gonna suffer. And you know they're criminalizing homelessness. You get caught sleeping under the bridge, it's a felony. She said Sears. That's in Texas. Sleeping under the bridge, felony.
So what is it proposing to do? It's proposing to come in and raise interest rates. As you pointed out, later today, we will have the announcement of the latest raising of the interest rates. What's the idea here? The idea is to make everybody who owes money worse off. Basically, you're going to have to pay more in servicing your debt, in paying off your interest. Your monthly credit card bill will go up because if you carry a debit there because you've been using your card, they can charge you higher interest now. If you were thinking of buying a car, it's going to cost you more. If you were thinking of borrowing money, a mortgage, we call that, to own a home, it's going to cost you more. So the idea is by making everything more expensive that involves debts, and in our economy now, debt is everywhere, it's making it more expensive. Masses of people, and who again? The middle and the bottom, who are the worst hit by this, they will have to cut back expenditures because they're having to pay more, for example, on their credit card every month. And that will hopefully dissuade the employers from further increases of prices, because you have really whacked the mass of the consumers who can't afford it. Notice in each case that whatever the problem of the economy is, the employers are in the position to raise the prices, to cut the supplies, to do all the things they do, while the rest of us are forced to be passive and to pay for the entirety of this. If I could make a final comment, this is not a sustainable arrangement, not in the sense of ecological unsustainability, but in social unsustainability. You cannot continuously assault the working class for 40 years of redistributed wealth, then a pandemic, then an economic crash, then an inflation, and now tell them, falsely, by the way, that the only way to deal with that is to whack them again with a rising interest rate. It's ironic that Richard Nixon, a conservative Republican president, back in August 15th of 1971, went on the television in our country and said, we have a terrible inflation, which we did, because it constantly comes back. And what I'm going to do, said Mr. Nixon, is declare a price wage freeze. As of tomorrow morning, any business that raises its prices, we will arrest you. Any union that demands or gets higher wages, ditto. Look, it was an extreme measure. Guess what?
It worked.
We can have a debate about it, but the ironic reality that today we are all talking from the Biden administration and the Republicans as well, as if interest rate increases is the only thing to do. This is a manipulation of a people that has no justification and is more extreme now than I have seen in my lifetime as a professor of economics here in the United States.
But Richard, I'd like to ask you, during the pandemic, in the worst times of the pandemic, the government unleashed an enormous amount of, or borrowed an enormous amount of money to tide the society over. Both, obviously, the capitalists and the employers got a huge share of the bailout money, but so did many Americans. And to the point that the United States now, as I understand it, its debt. It's one of the biggest debtor nations in the world, 137% of GDP in terms of U.S. debt.
137%.
Yet the U.S. dollar continues to be stronger than other currencies in the world economy. Can you explain how that's happening?
Sure. The basic answer is the following. The rest of the world, as your previous interviewee made very clear, the rest of the world is in such terrible shape that before we celebrate the strong dollar, we have to face the reality that the reason loose money, mobile money around the world is leaving countries in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Europe to come to the United States is not because we are in good shape. We aren't. It's because they are in awful shape and they don't know what to do. And the United States for the last 75 years has been the safest place. And they look around the world and they say, okay, we better cash in our euros or our yen or whatever else they have, hold on to dollars. And remember, to buy a treasury security these days, which is what they do, is how they do that, is to agree to lose money, because the inflation being 9%, the Treasury doesn't pay you 9% if you buy a Treasury security these days, which means you're putting money in the United States, you're buying a Treasury that may pay you 2, 3, 4, 5% if you're very lucky, but that will be less of an increase over the next year than the cost of everything that a dollar buys. So you're actually losing money by doing that, and it tells you how bad the global economy is now for everybody, that they would come to the United States. And last point, be very careful. This can change on a dime. And if problems arise here in the United States, which the way we have treated our working class guarantees, all we don't know is the forms that that crisis will take. Will it be an extreme Republican administration? Will it be a further surge in the unionization drives and the strike drives that we're seeing mushrooming across the United States? But the minute that mobile money from around the world that has come in and strengthened the dollar gets a sense that the United States is spinning out of control, then that money will leave every bit as fast as it came here, and we'll be looking at a dollar dissolving on us, and we'll be talking about that.
And in terms of the continued squeeze, as you've been saying for the past 40 years on the working class and the middle class, it seems that in many countries around the world, that's leading more and more toward fascist movements and right-wing movements than it is to strong left-wing or socialist movements. I'm wondering your sense of what the future holds.
Well, I think what we're seeing in my own sense of, and I follow it quite closely.
And we have about a minute and a half left, yeah.
Particularly in Europe, is that you're seeing the fruits of the last 75 years. We've lived in a country that has been beset by the Cold War, that is lost in this notion of a great struggle between capitalism and socialism, in which you can't allow anything on the left to get very far without repression by the government or without an unfair treatment in the media. So I'm not so surprised that as the situation unravels, the first instinct of people is to be responsive to the right, which has been able to function in the Western world much more freely than the left has. But I don't find that at all surprising. I think when the people of this country realize how few solutions the right wing has, look at what Mr. Trump didn't achieve in all the things he promised, then you'll see an appreciation that maybe we ought to try the left. The crucial question is whether the left will be courageous enough to say what's going on and to offer a real alternative.
Well, Richard Wolff, I want to thank you.
Yeah, man. The squeeze is in. What's up, Deuce?
Shit. Bro, that shit crazy, man. But yeah, bro. You gotta start stacking up, man. Start keeping your fridge and your water and shit stocked, bro. That's what they saying. I remember when a case of water from Walmart, the Great Value brand, which was the Walmart brand, that shit used to be like $1 something, $2. That shit's $5.48 now, bro.
Oh wait, they say monkeypox. I kind of wanted to talk about that a bit. I don't know if I want to do it though. I'm getting tired. Monkeypox cases are rising in Houston, with cases in Texas steadily rising. Learn how to protect yourself.
Yeah, I heard that. Man, it's crazy, dude. That was I probably shouldn't say that live. I don't want no scrutiny on the channel, but we're on vacation and I heard some report that was talking about monkeypox and that it's been spreaded, but I'd rather say that off record. I don't want people to be like they're bashing.
Well, it's spread through sexual contact, so people need to know that's how it happens.
Yeah, I seen a report that's basically stating that it's been mostly spreaded through homosexual males. Now, whether that's true or not, that's what the I think it was a news report that mentioned that. I was watching, just so happened to catch a glimpse of the news at the little bar when I went down to grab a cup of coffee and have a bit of breakfast, they had the news playing, and I happened to see that and hear that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's just another thing to scare everybody. Like, what's more scary than COVID? Monkeypox. Let me read the caption. It says monkeypox has recently resurfaced and is on the rise, with the first case reported in Massachusetts on May 18th. Across the nation, there have been 1,972 reported cases, with 110 reported so far in Texas, according to the Department of State Health Services. In the greater Houston area, there have been 34 disclosed reports of the disease, but Dr. Davis Pearce, Chief Medical Officer for the City of Houston, says the local numbers aren't a true reflection of the disease spreading. As we near 2,000 cases in the U.S., learn more about monkeypox and how to fight against it. Link in our bio. Scary, scary, scary. You're going to get monkeypox and you're going to die.
Yeah, that shit crazy. I don't know.
Somebody said, better wear a bubble suit. It says monkeypox, it must be an election year. Better mask up and stay away from everybody. It says all cases are in Montrose. Another one says, hold on. How does it spread? And who are most at risk? It says, the comments. Please stop already. Folks have already figured out the scam. Don't trash your credibility anymore. Even more. Yeah. People aren't buying this. They've had enough. They've had enough. You know, Biden. You saw the memes where they was talking about Biden because he got COVID. Is he better yet? I think he still has it. And he's been quarantined. And the memes, it was a lot of memes making fun of it because it's like he was saying, you know, if you get the shot, then you won't catch it. And he was like, I'm double shotted up and double boosted.
I don't know. I wonder which vaccine he took.
I don't know. We got to be careful on this topic because they still own that shit. They didn't got back on it.
I just don't even talk about the shit no more. But
Yeah, because
you know,
it's like the Ukraine subject. That shit is so old and dead. That's why I don't cover that shit.
bro, I actually forget about COVID until I walk in a grocery store and you see those one or two people that are walking around with a fucking mask on. And you're just like, oh yeah, COVID. Yeah, that's right. Like,
Can I play this? It says video shows man being robbed at gunpoint by 3 men in ATM in West Houston. And what I was saying earlier is like being that the pinch is in, people are being more creative with robberies, man. A lot of people are desperate, you know. The guns are cheap. So be careful at your damn ATMs, I guess. Those damn outdoor ATMs are kind of sketchy always anyways. Why would you walk up? I would never walk up to an ATM anyways, unless it's inside the bank lobby or whatever. Otherwise, I'm driving through. But I guess it doesn't matter, right? If you're driving through and the guy pulls out a gun, what are you going to do?
keep your door locked, hit the gas. That's why I leave my shit and drive. That way when they come up, fuck it, you can have the card. Hey, I don't know if this shit still works or not, but if you're at the ATM machine and you're being robbed, if you enter your PIN number in backwards, it will alert. Supposedly, it'll alert the authorities.
Yeah, see, that's scaring me because I'm dyslexic and I be doing shit backwards all the time.
They be like, hey,
Just because you said that, I'm gonna put it in backwards.
Subconscious. Aren't you the guy that does that podcast? Give me your fucking money.
Yeah. Yeah, what's all that shit you was talking on that show? What's all that shit now?
They gonna and the only way you be able to not get robbed to get your money back, they gonna have Biden right there. Say that you all held to me. Take
Did
it
you
back.
s-
You laughed at me falling off my bike, motherfucker.
That's funny. That's funny because if it was Hillary Clinton, if you switch that to Hillary Clinton, it's no longer funny. It's scary as hell. Let me read this
Yeah.
right here. It says Japanese city alarmed by biting, clawing monkeys that snatch babies. I've been seeing these clips going down my timeline, so it's interesting that they and then this picture is funny. They got a picture right here of a monkey looking through the window, a monkey looking through the window, like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Better not leave that baby unattended. Better not. I'm coming for you. And they said they leave food out and they don't want the food. They want the babies. Let me read the caption. It says, people in southwestern Japanese city of Yamaguchi have come under attack from monkeys that are trying to snatch babies, biting and clawing at flesh, and sneaking into nursery schools, according to reporting from Associated Press. The attacks on 58 people since July are getting so bad, Yamaguchi City Hall hired a special unit to hunt the animals with tranquilizer guns. The monkeys aren't interested in food, according to reports, so traps haven't worked. They have targeted mostly children and the elderly. They are so smart and they tend to sneak up and attack from behind, often grabbing at your legs, city official Masato Sato told the AP Wednesday. When confronted by a monkey, the instructions are do not look them in the eye, make yourself look as big as possible, such as by spreading open your coat. Then back away as quietly as possible without making sudden moves, according to Saito. That's kind of fucking scary, ain't gonna lie. See, that's more scary than monkeypox. I saw a clip where they grabbed the baby and threw him off the freaking like house or some shit. It was a little bitty baby. Killed the baby. Just
Yeah.
grabbed it out the mom's arms and threw it off the freaking top of. It was like I don't know what the hell it was on top.
Bro,
of
these monkeys are probably trained by some motherfucker to do that shit. I just don't see monkeys doing that shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Somebody
Nature
trained.
fighting back.
Somebody trying are these monkeys? They probably pissed like motherfucker. Y'all talking about we giving you monkeypox. So what the fuck is this?
That's what I wanted to. You know what I looked up because I wanted to talk about monkeypox, and I was like, I typed in human pox. You know, because I know I've heard of cowpox. You know, we got monkeypox. And I'm like, what about human pox? So I typed that in, and it's smallpox popped up. So we have in humans we call it smallpox. So it's kind of like discriminatory, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's like we make ourselves feel better, I guess. I don't know, but it's like monkeypox, cowpox, and human. No, not human pox. We're gonna call it smallpox. You get what I'm saying? That's just one random thought I had about it.
That shit crazy, bro. The monkeys are fighting back. You motherfuckers are not gonna use us for your next pandemic, motherfuckers. Keep this shit up. We're gonna take your baby and attack your grandmother. Your grandmother and your grandpa.
Yeah, man. Look, one comment says nature has had enough of humans. It says, what level of Jumanji is this?
I know, man. All these motherfuckers that's wanting to have monkeys and lions and tigers and shit as fucking pets. Like, man, leave them motherfuckers in the wild where they belong, bro. Leave them alone. They really don't want to be bothered by you motherfuckers.
Yeah, man, leave them alone. Like, don't just, that's the problem. That's the problem. People, we be encroaching on their territory all the time. Like, from our perspective, it's our house. From their perspective, it's theirs. It's like, you put your house on top of where I already lived, bro. I was living here
And
before
besides
you.
that, bro, I ain't fucking with no monkey. Like I be watching them videos of them Japanese women and shit be having them little monkeys and they be fighting and shit. Like them motherfuckers, they get crazy when they get angry, bro. Like I ain't finna have no fucking animal like that. Like nah, man.
It's so dumb. We be having wild animals as pets. It's so dumb. Because at the end of the day, it's a wild ass animal. You know, I want to change this topic, bro, because I do want to touch on something before I go that's kind of serious. And it's about the heat related to the prison. I have this, I don't know if I have a video, but first I want to play this little clip. Oh, I got it on the screen. Okay. This says temperature working on the roof today, and it shows 174.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit get hot, bro. Yeah, that heat. I used to work in the Texas prison. I worked at Darrington unit, dude. And you talk about, bro, they had no AC in that bitch. And I worked in Ad Seg, so I used to have to wear these stab-proof protective vests. Bro, I would literally be wet. My whole shirt, like you would see the vest imprint, and then from that, I'd be wet all the way down to like my knees, bro. Just sweat literally every day in the summer.
So it's hotter. This is the hottest summer on record, and you got these Texas prisons without no ACs. They're boiling and baking these niggas, man. It's not even fucking funny, man. I got a clip in here somewhere.
Yeah, that shit crazy, bro. That shit is nuts.
Like, nobody deserves that, bro. Nobody deserves to freaking, like, get fucking suffocated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and from my understanding, the only Texas prisons that have AC is like the medical facilities, psych wards, and shit like that. So in the summertime, the suicide rate goes up in the prison.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
The inmates, they'll be like, hey, you know, like, oh, I need to go to medical. You know, I feel like I'm going to kill myself. And then they'll tie the sheet around their neck, around the lockbox and shit, just to get out of that hot-ass cell to go into the infirmary where the AC is and end up fucking making a fucked up mistake, slipping or something, and fucking that sheet locked around their neck.
But they be killing themselves for real though too. Like you sitting in that bitch, like you fucking I'm gonna die from this fucking heat. Fuck that. I'm not gonna let them do it. I'm gonna just do it. Like I don't want to be sitting here fucking suffering.
Yeah, dog.
Let me play this. Wait, let me read the caption. Let me read the thing. This is from the Weather Channel. I hope I can get away with playing this. The name of it is Cruel and Unusual, the Lethal Toll of Hot Prisons.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Day-to-day torture is like you dread waking up in the morning because you know you have to deal with this extreme heat. I'll actually wet my floor down and I'll strip down to nothing but my boxers on. And I'll put my fan right there, blowing right in my face. No matter what we try to do, rags over our head, water on the floor, fans blowing on us, it does absolutely no good at all. It feels like I'm suffocating. I feel that dread every day, that why I've got to go through another day like this.
Triple digits for days or even weeks. Now imagine you're stuck in a place with no air conditioning and no escape. This situation could kill you. This year, 11 elderly people suffered this nightmarish death after Hurricane Irma knocked out air conditioning at their Florida nursing home. And every year, deadly heat threatens hundreds of thousands of Americans who are serving time at prisons without air conditioning. With a warming climate and 2.3 million people behind bars, this American nightmare shows no signs of ending.
Baked alive at Rikers Island, an inmate found dead in a cell where the temperature had soared.
There appears to be a battle heating up about the temperature at the Norfolk City Jail.
It's a national issue, but I've come to Texas because I hear it's the epicenter. The U.S. has more prisoners than any country, and Texas has more prisoners than any state. It's also one of the hottest, though most prisons have no air conditioning. According to the official tally,
The heat has killed more than 20 inmates since 1998. The actual number could easily be higher. And there are a number of lawsuits against Texas for inhumane conditions and wrongful death. I'm finding out that 2011 was an especially bad year with a record heat wave. When the high was 114 at one prison, the heat index was over 150. That year statewide, the heat killed at least 10 prisoners. One was in for kiting a check, another for DWI, but they suffered an unintended death sentence. Because sentences got longer in the 80s and 90s, there's a group of prisoners whose numbers have been growing and who are especially vulnerable to extreme heat: the elderly.
I have heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes.
All right. And then they giving them drugs that make the heat. I'm going to play a little bit more of this video where they explain that part. Give them freaking drugs that make it even worse, because it's like these medications that they got them on makes it harder for their body to deal with being hot. It's so fucked up. It's bacon and drugging and baking these niggas.
Yeah.
And for what? And for what? Like, you know, it's like people want to look at like, okay, you went to jail, you're in prison, you're a criminal, so whatever happens, you know. But I don't think people realize how easy you can end up there, you know what I'm saying? Behind some damn traffic tickets or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. Once you get into the system, you in the damn system. And fucking getting pinned, some cases pinned on, you could catch a case once you get in there. Like, it's so much stuff that can happen.
Yeah.
The officer could have wrote the wrong shit in the report and fucked up and made a mistake. Man, mistakes are the hardest shit to fix when it comes to that kind of shit. You just fucked.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Anyways, I'm feeling kind of emotional about this because it's like, you know, regardless, like do these people deserve a death sentence? And then what about they was talking about the number of deaths. So, and then they was talking about that one prison where it was like 150 degrees in there. At least it felt like that. So, but then you think about like, okay, so they said the number of people died that year. I don't know, 50 or however, whatever that number was. Think about how many other people that lived through that and how that felt for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they was being tortured, literally.
Yep. Yeah, man. Shit. Excuse me, bro. Yeah, that shit is crazy, dude. Like I say, man, I worked in it every day. You know, I mean, I wasn't an inmate, but it felt like being I felt like you're a fucking inmate for 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day.
You up in there with them, shit, behind them damn cages and shit. The whole damn building is a cage.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that shit sucked, bro. Like, I'll tell you, man, like prison, dude, I don't wish that shit on nobody. Well, except for people that harm innocent people, man. Children, you know, innocent people, yeah, you know, like people that run up in the elderly folks' house and robbing them and killing them and shit. Like,
but our justice system is not that. It's filled with people who did non-violent crimes.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these people aren't even really criminals, but they're criminals
bro,
because
you
they're
know
in
what's so
prison.
crazy, dog? When I worked down there, it was so many people, like so many people had life sentences for drugs, right? For selling drugs, repeat offenders, and they got 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And then you got this motherfucker that's locked up for, you know, child pornography or got caught messing with a young kid, you know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker is gonna get parole and shit, and they're putting him over at the trustee camp, so he's protected. Like, to me, that's nuts, bro.
Our
Like,
system is
you gonna give
it's an
somebody life for
injustice
selling
system.
dope for
It's,
shit
it's
that people indulge in, no
that
matter
ask
what.
for that. Who's the crime? Who's what? You know, who is the victim in that crime?
Yeah.
You know, the, that's what's crazy about that. It's like a victimless crime, and it's filled. The prisons are filled with these people. You know, many other stuff. Like you got people locked up for child support.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
the shit is just nuts to me, bro. But like I say, I had to work there and shit. But man, I just thought that shit was so nuts, bro. Like you got young dude in here locked up for, you know, serving a life sentence. Got to do at least 25 on that life sentence. You got somebody that's a repeat offender. You know what I'm saying, for child pornography or
or
messing with a child.
freaking serial killers and murderers and raper killer dudes and stuff sitting next to you, and all you did was selling some weed.
Yeah.
You are not the same. They are not like you. You're not a criminal like them. You're not like them.
Yeah.
So,
That
but
shit
what's gonna
crazy.
happen to you if you up in there with them all the time? You know, and what prison does is just creates more criminals. You know, creates better criminals. It don't rehabilitate nobody. It corrupts them more. It makes them more bitter, more, you know, more likely to do something. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna skip over this part. This is the interview where he was chopping it up with that dude that was in jail. But then they talk about, okay, the guy was complaining about, like, they talk about a lot of guys be complaining, you know, about the heat, sending letters and shit. You know, they don't listen. They tell a story about this guy's brother who died in prison behind the heat. Okay, here it goes right here. They're drugs that they're freaking giving them, dog.
Brand spanking new car right here. Yeah.
With borderline mental disability and prescribed. He was convicted of robbery. For Sydney, it was the last straw.
Comes a time in your life where you can only do so much for your family, and it came a point where I just had to wash my hands with my little brother and say no more.
Sydney cut off contact, so he didn't know that in prison, his brother was diagnosed with borderline mental disability and prescribed Thorazine, a psychotropic medication with serious side effects.
Psychotropics are one of the best known and most dangerous medications in terms of responding to heat.
Dr. Susie Vassallo is a nationally recognized expert on heat-related deaths and has served as an expert witness on behalf of the elderly prisoners and other plaintiffs in suits against
The
Texas.
Texas prisons are not air conditioned, and so that people who are old and sick and on medications and have heart problems cannot stay cool enough in these hot conditions and die because of the heat.
Normally, the body cools itself by sweating and dilating blood vessels. But a large number of prisoners are on psychotropic or high blood pressure medications that interfere with these processes.
When the ability to lose heat to the environment through sweating, as soon as that fails, you're in a life-threatening circumstance.
Since inmates know about the side effects, some stop taking their meds in the summer. Maybe that's linked to the fact that when temperatures rise, the number of suicides and fights rise too. Texas says that it gives prisoners access to fans, cold showers, and ice water. But Dr. Vassallo
Ice water
maintains
my
that air
ass.
conditioning is the only effective remedy.
So all the ice and showers and water and fans and saying is not effective.
The Texas Department of Correctional Justice knows it's not effective. A fan does not cool the temperature of the air. It only circulates a hot wind.
Yeah.
And that can be even worse.
Because do y'all know how convection ovens work? Are you there, Deuce?
Mm-hmm.
You know how a convection oven works, right?
Yep. Yeah, it circulates the hot air evenly. Hello.
Yeah, and that's how you can cook stuff. Like, so that's basically what's happening when you in a room with just hot air and you turn on these fans. You're just creating a convection oven. Like
Yeah.
literally. Because if the air is not able to like cool in any kind of way, where's the cool gonna come from? There's no real circulation. It's just that bad air moving around.
Hot ass air.
Hot ass air. Ass hot air.
Yeah.
We
That's all
have
you
years
get.
and years of medical science that show that fans do not protect people from death due to heat.
We don't have to play no more of this. This is really sad.
Yeah. That's what I say, bro. They don't give a damn. That's why I urge people, man, do your best to stay the fuck out of trouble.
Especially in Texas or Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah. Yep. But you know, I don't understand why Texas don't have AC, bro. Considering, you know, the times are different, man. The heat is different.
And even the COs, everybody that work in the prison would benefit from that.
Mm-hmm. Y'all really don't make no money, and you got to be in the heat.
That ain't right. That ain't right. Freaking everybody in that whole bacon.
Yep.
I bet you some kind of way the ACs would save them money. Right now, I don't know how that would work, but I'm willing to bet that that would be the case. Some kind of way. It would be cost effective some kind of way. It don't be about money. These things don't be about money. Everybody be thinking that because that'd be the excuse. That'll be what they say. They'll be like, you know, it's gonna cost all this money to do this. You know, where's it gonna come from? Funding and da da da. You know
Well,
what I'm
a
saying?
lot of the prisons in Texas are privatized. They're corporations that owns them, investors that owns a lot of the prisons in Texas. They're making the money. They have a contract with the state of Texas. Do you remember a few years ago? I think the state of Texas was being sued because they wasn't keeping up with their contract for the privatized prison industry.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Not having inmates. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro.
They keep building prisons. Can you think of a new prison? Where have you driven by some new prison?
I personally haven't driven by any new ones, but I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, they're popping up everywhere. So it's like they're gonna have to find, like I say, that's what they're criminalizing homelessness. So that's even scary. That makes it even scarier. So you better stay on your job because if not, we're gonna make you homeless. And not only that, after you become homeless, we might give you a felony and lock you up in prison and then bake your ass to death. Go to work. No funny business. Keep your head down. Do whatever your boss says. Show up. Don't be late to work. Don't be doing no protesting or trying to create unions and no shit like that. Your ass is grass. And Texas is a right to hire state, and they can fire you at any moment and they don't have to give a reason. And they don't have to give you no kind of severance or notice or nothing. Just we don't want you no more, and that's it. Go home. Don't even have to give a reason. So now you asked out. So don't have no attitude either. Don't piss you know. You better not say the wrong things, because if you say something like politically correct, that's not politically correct, that might be a reason. And then they all talk. So like you might not be able to get a job in your whole damn your career, you know, your specialty, because now they talk about you and they sent an email to everybody. This guy right here be talking about, like, he sound like Malcolm X, bro. If I was you, I don't recommend hiring this guy. That nigga a revolutionary. He think a revolutionary or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, you never know, bro. You never know.
That's how it is, man. It's set up. It's set up for you to just, you know, comply. Comply. Bend the knee. Every knee shall bend and every tongue shall confess.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is you're supposed to blame who's ever below you or whatever. You shit on whoever's below you because the person above you is doing that to you. So the way the system is you're supposed to shit on the people below you, you know? You fuck over your neighbor, you fuck over the people around you, you scramble on them and step on them to get where you need to get in your life. Meanwhile, they're living life. They good. They're not going through this rat race that we in. They're not fucking competing with their fucking neighbors and shit.
Nope.
They having tea with their neighbors. Their neighbors' kids, you know what I'm saying, go on ski trips and shit.
Yeah, man.
While we out here fighting, we fighting with each other. You know, we all competing. It's a competition for us. So we just gotta stab everybody in the back to try to make sure that we get by.
Yeah. And bro, I'll tell you something else. A state like the state of Louisiana, and Louisiana, when you get life, there ain't no fucking parole. Life means life. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just thinking about what you said. Yeah.
You know, like in Texas, if you get life, you know, depending on your charge, like I think an aggravated charge, you got to serve like a third of your time or some shit like that, or half of your time, however that shit works. But like in Louisiana, if you get hit with a life sentence, bro, that's life. Like life means life. There's no parole as far as that in Louisiana.
And it's easy to get locked up in Louisiana. And it's so crazy how, you know, the dudes be wilding out in Louisiana and how crazy the prisons is and how strict and how the cops are there. I wouldn't do nothing. I'd be scared when I be driving through Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't trying to get no. It's crazy out there. And see, and if I'm not mistaken, bro, Louisiana, like, they have those old parish laws, I think, still. I think they still go by the parish laws. That French shit.
Yeah. So the jurisdictions be weird. And you can cross over from one jurisdiction across the street or some shit. And then they law be totally different. And they'll be all in your ass, too.
Yeah, just like in the state of Louisiana, don't get caught smoking in your car when you got kids that are under the age of 14 in there. That's a ticket, a big ticket. I had a cousin got a ticket like that. $1,400 ticket, bro, for smoking a cigarette in the car with his 2 kids.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I don't like it. I don't like to see people do that shit. I smoke, but I try not to put it on everybody else. That's just fucked
Yeah.
up. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the background, it says, "I hate nothing about you." You know, like I was saying, I think that the hate is fake and the love is real. You know, I think because people go around, they go around faking. We have to fake to get by, right? They fake it till you make it, right? We can't be our authentic selves, but we want to be. We want to be. So I think that, you know, it's that heart comes out sometimes. It's rare because we have to keep it hidden in the society that we're in. But I think the love is real and the hate is fake. I think that people be most of the hate. I think some of the hate is real, but most of it is fake because I think that people just join clubs and they just want to have fun and they just want to, like, it's like a sports team. Like, instead of rooting for the Stros, they rooting for hate. You know what I'm saying? Hate, 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 hate. They watch TV and look for the hate. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is the positive message that I'm trying to give. You know, I think that in the world, I mean, we see a lot of hate. We feel it, you know, but I think that a lot of it is not really real. You know, I think it's a facade. It's a fakeness. It's a part of this matrix. It's a part of this fake shit that we live in. That's why it's Babylon. Everything is lies. Everything is lies. Even the hate is a lie. Damn. Even the hate is a lie, y'all. They got us fighting with each other and hating on each other and stabbing each other in the back. All that shit is just some. They've got us like zombie robots, so they got us like controller. You know, they got us triggered. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what the news be doing. That's why I try not to cover a lot of that stuff. I avoid anything that's sensational because that's what gets fucking clicks. That's how they make their money. But that's the system we live in. If you live in a system that's all about money and all about profit, that can't help but to be like evil. You know what I'm saying? It can't help but to end up with bad outcomes. There has to be a balance. It can't be about just money. It's like the healthcare system, you know? It's the profit model doesn't work. It shouldn't be the main factor when it comes to people's health. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I could save your life, but how much money you got? Oh, that's not enough. I guess you dying then. Oh shit! I hocked my house. I hocked off my cars. I cashed in my 401k. I cashed in my savings and my CDs and my stocks and my bonds. I did a GoFundMe. Everybody in my family gave me money. This is all I got. Shit, you short about 25 G's. You know what? Make that. Yeah, and if you can't come up with that other 25 G's, shit, I'm sorry, man. It ain't nothing I could do for you. I got the machine right here that'll save your life. It's right here. It's shit. All I gotta do is press this button right here. But hey, you gotta cash that. You know, I need that check though. Y'all remember that movie John Q? What's his name? The actor was talking about it, and he said, because people always talk about Denzel.
Denzel played in there, yeah.
Yeah, people talk about the movie Training Day, and he was saying in the interview, like, man, I don't even remember making that movie. Like, I barely remember making that movie. He said, but that movie John Q, he couldn't even go home after the shoots. Like, he would go to the bars and drink and stuff, and like, it had him all fucked up. That movie is intense, man, and that's kind of like what I'm talking about here, where the guy's like, you know, he needs the kid needs a heart, but then it's like the dad is like, shit, y'all can't find a heart, use mine. The doc's like, man, I can't do that. Like, shit, I'll blow your damn head off. Then you better use my damn heart. I'm shotgun. Want to save his son. That shit is heartfelt right there, right? It on so many levels, because it's like literally giving your heart. Like, that's love, right?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
That's love. Like, who would do that? And so, but anyways, it's just the idea that the profit model in the healthcare, it really, I mean, I don't think it should be there at all. Why should, I mean, doctors need to make money. The hospital needs money for its facilities and, let's say, administration or whatever. But as far as like profit, these hospitals are they're businesses and profit driven. So if they're not making profit, they'll go out of business. They'll shut down, and they be shutting down hospitals all the time. They do that shit in the hood all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, I'm just saying, you know, that's my thing. It's fake. The hate is fake. They got us driven this way. It's like the rats. It's like, you know, in the maze or whatever. It's, you know, the on the freaking the hamster on the wheel, you know. They just got us going. We're just going. Instead of like slowing down and looking at things and trying to freaking evaluate this. And the way that we can fix this is by coming together and helping each other. But that's the last thing anybody wants to do. They much rather screw over their neighbor than help them. Much rather step on them and use them to get where they need to go. They want to stunt. That's what it feels like. Everybody, only thing they want to do, like, I mean, how much happiness does that really give you? Like, how many times can you stunt? Like, it seems like this is not even a racial thing. This is like everybody, man. They just want to stunt. Like, I want to have my yard nicer than my neighbors. I want to have a nicer car or whatever. I want to have more footage. Oh, it's like, oh, where did you move? Oh, that neighborhood is really nice. Yeah, the houses go for this much. How much footage do you get in there? Well, in my place, we got this much footage. You know what I'm saying? You know, how much did that 2-seater cost you got there? You know, you get what I'm saying? Oh, we went to vacation in Paris. We stayed for 3 weeks. No, we stayed there for 2 months and then we went to Prague. No. You get what I'm saying? It's all stunting. It's like the jewelry, the clothes, the designer gear. It's all stunting. They just want to stunt. Now, people like nice things. I like nice things. I'm not knocking designer clothes because you could catch me in them possibly. But, you know, people liking nice things is one thing, but it's like their joy in it is to make somebody else feel lesser or whatever. Like, how much did this? Well, let me tell you how much this cost. Like, you can wear a designer outfit. You don't even have to freaking mention it. Most of the people don't know those brands anyway, so they're not even going to be like on that shit. So unless you telling them, oh, this is the such and such and such. Yeah, it go for this much. Yeah, you don't have that, huh? Nah, I can tell you what to shop at, though. You know what I mean? You can go over there and get that and knock that off. You know what I'm saying? You need to go and get you one of them.
But I think that goes down to the individual. I think that comes down to the individual and who's wearing the designer. You know, if they want to be showboating and making it like they have so much more of this or that, you know, like I hate when people ask me, "Hey man, how much did that cost?" You know, like I like you asked me that shit out the blue. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I don't know, man. I guess I don't know, maybe $50, $20. I don't remember.
I never know those prices. People ask me those questions. I never know how much shit costs because it's like, if I want that shit, I'm gonna get that shit. However much it costs is how much that shit costed. Like, I fucking don't know. Check my bank statement or something, then I can tell you. I literally don't know.
Yeah, like I don't like that shit. Like, you know, or they'll hit you with that. Hey man, how much did that cost if you don't mind? Like, I don't know. It was like I was out the other day and dude passed me by and I spoke to him like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And he's like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And I kept walking and then all of a sudden he was like, "Hey, hey!" Like I thought dude was finna tell me I'm not supposed to be in this certain area I was at or something. And he was like, "Hey, man, that cologne you got on, boy, that shit sure smell good." I was like, "Oh man, I appreciate it." He was like, "Man, what is it?" I told him what it was, and he was like, "Man, how much a bottle of that cost?" And I, I knew what a bottle of it cost, but I was just like, man, I don't know, bro. Like my wife buys me different colognes, so whatever she paid, I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, man, if you had to guess, what would you think?" I was like, probably about $100, 70, $100, maybe, if that. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't spend that. I wouldn't spend that much, but I don't know. I'm just giving you. I was like, but I don't know, bro. I said, I just wear the shit. She pick it out.
I think
It
those
smell
good
good.
scents, they're always expensive. I hate those
Yeah.
body sprays.
Nah, it
I
wasn't
hate
no
those
body
cheap
spray.
scents.
Yeah, this one here is Invictus. That's the name of it. It's made by Paco Rabanne, or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, it's a really good scent, bro. Like all you need is like one or two squirts, and that shit fucking, it's loud.
Yeah, and it's gonna last for a long time. I like
That shit
oils
lasts all
though, and
day.
oils don't cost hardly nothing, so those are really good too. You get you a good oil that lasts a long time and smell really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we had this one chick we used to get my wife used to get her oils from.
Yeah, I think the oils are the best way to go. I just hate that they can't seem to make a container that don't leak. I would use them a lot more if they didn't leak all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I hate
Yeah,
about them.
man. I feel that.
I
I
still
feel that.
I think I have one in my car right now, but them things leak. Like, where do you store them? How do you keep them from leaking? They always end up leaking. Because I like to bring
Well,
stuff with
don't
me.
first of all, don't leave that shit in your car because it's a oil. So the
Yeah.
oil is gonna heat up. The molecules are gonna make that shit expand.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it's not gonna be as thick. It's gonna loosen up, thin out once it
Yeah, that
heats
shit.
up. So that
That
shit's
shit.
gonna leak through.
One of them hoes blew up in my car before, like literally, like exploded in my car. So I came in
Yeah.
there, and that shit was everywhere. I was like, "How the fuck? What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, you treating that oil like Texas doing them inmates, nigga. Leaving that shit in the hot car. Like,
I
stop
love that
that shit.
smells. I love them oils though, but
Hey, bro, I used to take that oil, like the different ones. We had a chick, bro. Like the shit was legit, like legit, the real oil from the colognes and the perfumes and shit. And we used to take that shit, bro. And like we would always buy like an extra bottle of each without the little roller ball on it. So the little oil warmers, like the little wax melt warmers. We would pour a little in that and light a tea light underneath that shit, bro. The whole house would be just fucking phenomenal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like those. I love candles. I like the candles, but yeah, I like those too.
Yeah, Brit, she makes the wax melts and shit like that, bro. Gotta hit her up on that.
Yeah, I like that shit. It get kind of messy. I used to do them all the time.
Yeah.
Probably still got setups for them, but the candles are easier because once it's done, I just throw the whole thing away. Yes, I'm adding to the trash in the oceans and shit with the candles I be buying and shit.
Man,
Because it
that's why
is,
you buy good candles that come in like a really nice jar, something like, and buy from like a candle maker where you can be like, hey, I've burnt my candle in this jar, but I want to keep my jar. I'm gonna send it back, and can you re-pour and re-wick me a candle in this jar? Like,
yeah.
you know,
That's
Get something
nice.
like that you're not gonna throw away. Something that means something to you. You know, there's people that get pretty creative with candle jars. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it, man. How much longer are you gonna be driving?
shit, probably about another 35 minutes.
I wonder where Pat is tonight.
Shit, yeah, I was wondering where. I know I was missing in action all last week, bro. We
Yeah,
had
you was
took
on
the
vacation. We already knew you wasn't gonna be in here.
Yeah, man, took the kids, the wife and I had a blast. It was beautiful, man. For the first time ever in my life, bro, I got to stand in some clear water. I could see my feet in the ocean.
Where were y'all at?
We were at Destin, right there, Destin, right there on Emerald Coast. Yeah, it was nice, bro. Had a good time.
That's wonderful, man. Man, that's what I really want to do, man. I think that like all this working that we do, man. All I really want to do is travel and like talk to people and learn shit. Like,
Yeah, the people are way different. Like, bro, it was so crazy. Me and my daughter was sitting down having a conversation, like, because the resort we stayed at had like a bar and restaurant that was like poolside, and so we were hanging out there. I was having a drink, and her and I was talking, and she was like, "Why aren't the people like this in Texas?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "These people are so nice and friendly." She's like, "I've never had this many white people speak to me." Oh shit! I'm like, because I was like, all of these people that you're seeing here are not from Florida. These people are probably from the Northeast, the Midwest. You know, it's a little bit different. She's like, yeah, but like everybody's talking to you. Like all of these white people are coming up to you talking. And she's like, we never see that hardly in Texas. She's like, you gotta fucking knuckle up with a white person in Texas.
man, I ain't gonna lie, Texas is racist as fuck.
I was like, well, me and her we had those kind of conversations and shit, but like, it was pretty cool, bro. It was nice overall. It was nice, bro, to get away, and it wasn't that bad. Like I paid it out over time. It was like for the whole resort, and we actually extended a extra day. So I think all in all, it was like $1,100, bro.
Yeah, and that's for all of y'all.
For all of us, bro. We had a 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo. That it was a 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo. Had a full wraparound balcony, off of the living room and the master's bedroom. Had a full dining area, full kitchen, refrigerator, like everything, bro. Like it was basically like an apartment, literally. Basically, what it was, an apartment.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
And then y'all just what? Y'all was right on the water, and y'all just what kind of activities did y'all do out there?
uh, let's see. We went to the beach. Went to the beach. Let's see. The first day we got there, trying to remember. Okay, yeah, I drove in Monday. So the first day we got there, we got there a day early because we couldn't check in until the next day at the resort we were staying at. So we got there, we checked into a little hotel that was across the way from our resort, put everything up. What did we do? We went and grabbed something to eat, came back, hung out at the hotel, just kind of relaxed. The hotel had a really nice pool, by the way, a saltwater pool.
Mm.
We, we did that, and then afterwards, oh, that's right, we went to go eat. Yeah, we got something to eat after getting out the pool and everything, and then went to like the little shopping mall, and then the next morning we got up, checked out of the hotel, and we went to the liquor store, and then went to the beach, and we hung out at the beach pretty much the whole day. Then we went checked into our resort where we were staying at, and then from there, yeah, we went checked into the resort after the beach. Went up, got our condo thing or whatever, and then took showers, got dressed, and went and had something to eat. And then the next day we went to what they call Harbor Walk Village, which is basically it's the basically like their boardwalk that's on the ocean pretty much. And they have like a bunch of different shops and stuff. We walked around there, got on a little boat ride, did that. Um, my son them did zip line, and yeah, that was that day. No, I lied. The third day we went to the water park, and then after that we went back to the hotel, hung out there, got in the pool. They had a little party at the not the hotel but the resort. They had a little party there for everybody. We attended the party, hung out there. The next day we went to the Harbor Walk thing, the boardwalk, done that. And then let's see, the fourth day. So that was Wednesday. So Tuesday we went to the beach. Wednesday we went to the water park. Thursday we went to the boardwalk. Friday we drove over to the next little town, which was Fort Walton Beach, and went and ate over there and hung out on the beach on that side, and came back. They had another party at the resort later on that night and done that, and that was pretty much it, bro. Just kind of chill, dude. Like just went and saw a lot of stuff, just drove and saw a lot of stuff and hung out. Like we really didn't eat much at restaurants because it's peak season down there. So like all the restaurants had like this huge ass wait time. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So
Shit. All right, man. I'm finna wrap it for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm tired as hell. I just worked 3 doubles. Finna go to sleep.
damn it, boy. I feel you, bro. Well, shit, we'll see you tomorrow, man.
All right, man. Peace and love.
Peace and love, bro. Have a good night. Be careful, man. We'll catch up. Get you some
All right,
rest.
man. Drive safe, man.
Oh yeah, we'll do.
All right, man.